Charts be flipping and dipping. Mainstream won't admit them. Traditionalists be tripping. Live stream crypto, he's sniping for help. Very risky, they shout, but he's playing the wealth. But this is his art. This is his game. He hits the go live and the coins they inflame. Check it. OG Vault in effect. Bringing the heat, what you expect. He's the master of memes, king of the stream. With every go live, he's building the dream. On the east side with beats that glide and a flow so sick, you think he defied. OG be clicking, black candles be sticking, dropping them tips with the market prediction. When he's on the mic, it's a crypto expedition, smacking down bears with sheer precision.
OG off the house, violate the track, violate the track. OG off the house, violate the track, violate the track, violate the track. Oh, violate the track. OG off the house.
Me and my soldier, them here to stay. We're here to stay. You can't move my army, no way. No way, no way. If you do also don't test my name. Raising the bar, you won't overtake us. Me and my soldier, them here, we're here to stay. Come on!
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It's time for Tales from the Crypto with me and MoKnowz. What's up, Mo?
Yo, what up, brother? What up, chat?
What's up, chat? We got Big A in the chat. I see AS is here. Somebody was already shilling some kind of coin I never heard of. Dr. Strange in the house. Let's go. Alejandro. Denny OC. Ahoy, ahoy. It might get a little spicy in here. We are going to talk about a little bit about Israel and Palestine, a little bit about Trump versus Biden, all the good stuff, but we're going to start off with everybody's favorite topic, which is paranormal stuff. But before we get started, let me let y'all know that we've been working on the whole new setup, so we don't have a whole lot of stuff planned out. We do got a nice little ghost video for you, but when it comes to the rest of the stuff, we're just going to be chatting like regular, giving our opinions. You all right with that, Mo? You doing good today?
Hell yeah, man. Doing awesome. Just another week, PFL, just kind of hanging out, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I'm excited. Like I said, we'll just catch up with chat a little bit. Yeah, we got hopefully very little about, Israel and Palestine, because that's definitely not, I don't know if me and you are qualified really to have a whole discussion on that. I know a little bit about it, but yeah, definitely want to talk more about some ghosts, and yeah, we'll get into some politics too. Why not?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. What's up, Autumn?
Exactly.
I'll try to
a little gaming.
Do you know how to pronounce Autumn?
Autumn?
No, it's not. That's what I say, Autumn. He says, no, it's wrong. I can never pronounce it correctly.
Oh, it's Atom. Yeah.
No, it's not Adam. We called him Adam for like 3 years. We were wrong.
Atem?
He just corrected us.
It's Atem?
Atem.
Atem?
It's Naruto based. It's some type of anime. We got Bitcoin being dubbed in the house. Woody's here. Let's go. I got everything set up. Sorry for the blue screen. That was just me setting it up. Like I said, this is our first time running the stream with the new setup. But we are going to get into paranormal stuff to get us started. I'm going to play this video that I put together. I'll walk y'all through it. There's some of it has sound and some of it doesn't. And Mo, anytime you want to stop me to talk about anything you see on here, just let me know. Anybody in the chat, let me know your opinions. What was Hunter's drug of choice? Thanks. Oh, we're not at politics yet, but we definitely got to talk a little bit of Hunter for sure. What's up? Atim says Yu-Gi-Oh based. I thought it was Naruto. I don't know the difference. I thought those were the same people. Let's go.
Yeah, you lost me at anime.
Do you watch any anime?
No, but I did try watching Netflix, didn't they make the live action? Was it One Punch Man or something like that?
My kid loved that one. I actually watched a few episodes. I told him I liked that one.
You know, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Like I put it on, I was like, oh, what the hell is this? And I didn't realize it was an anime. And then I started watching it, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's actually not the worst thing I've ever seen. But yeah.
The rest of the stuff I can't quite understand. We had.
Although you know what I did
Tucson
watch
ones.
growing up? Sorry, Ranma One Half. It was like an old school, like they all turned into animals and shit.
Oh.
It was like an old dude turned into a panda.
Nah, I never heard of that. It sounds cool.
You would like that shit though. They were all about the panda.
That might be something I would watch for sure. All right, y'all, let's do some ghost videos. We're going to start off talking about Nikola Tesla, same person we started off talking about last week when we were talking time travel. And if you guys didn't know, Nikola Tesla in 1901 was sitting in his office, and he felt a presence, and he was hearing some shuffling, and he was convinced that there were ghosts. So he actually designed and patented something called a spirit phone, where you can hear these voices that are created by their energy. And of course, Thomas Edison, his arch enemy, decided to challenge him and create his own ghost phone. So this is something that has a little bit of scientific backing when it comes to ghosts. As you probably listened, I know everybody in the chat probably was at my stream recently this weekend. They told me to give y'all my ghost story because I have seen a ghost myself. That's why this is really interesting to me, and I definitely believe in it because I'm a witness for myself. I can't prove it to you, but I told the story. I actually seen a ghost, and now you can see that even some of the best scientists in our recent history believed it as well, and we're creating and designing instruments to communicate or at least listen to those ghosts. And the spirit phone thing, since it's patented, like this is not the one Tesla made, of course, but people are going in or have gone in and read his patent, followed the directions, and created their own spirit phones. And you can actually go online and listen to some of the noises. I mean, it kind of sounds like howling. I didn't record any of the noises because there's no like really words or anything. But
Only one question though, Walt. If you
yeah.
had one of these, only one question comes to mind.
What's that?
Who are you gonna call?
Bruh, that's too easy. Good point. Good point. We're about to get licensed on this one. There goes our there goes our monetization. Just kidding.
Oh, thank you for complimenting my tune.
That was pretty
I'm
good.
very in tune.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We got Tucson talking about politics. We're going to get to politics, y'all, I promise. Let's see, 120 years ago, a lot of people believed in ghosts. Houdini debunked it all. I disagree, and what's really interesting about ghosts is the same as it was with pyramids when we talked about pyramids, that there are lots of ghost stories from different parts of the entire world, and back when these people didn't have communication with each other. So it's one of those things that transcends ethnicity. It's like if you're having ghost sightings over here in Asia and you're having ghost sightings in North America, then there's probably ghosts because it's not like they're sharing stories together. Big A said if I made a spirit phone, I would probably still get fake Microsoft scammer calls on it. Yeah, they'd just be howling instead of bye to Microsoft. What's up, Thanu? Let's go. Fan of Nicholas, where you saw the ghost. Yeah, I like Tesla. A lot of people like Tesla. I like him better than Edison. Edison was the business guy. He stole all of most of Tesla's ideas and made money off of them. Of course, then you got direct current versus alternating current. And he was a little butthurt about that. So the thing about these ghost videos is that there's editing now, and a lot of people think that a lot of the stuff they see is fake, and I can see why. So it's kind of fun to go back and look at pictures of ghosts that were before editing was a thing. And this one in particular is from, let me see, let me get all the information for you. This one is from 1919. It's called the Goddard Squadron photo. It's of these RAF pilots, not pirates. I guess that's something, Royal Air Force. So this is in England. It's the Royal Air Force. And as you saw the original picture, once it gets colored up, where you can see it a little bit better. And if you zoom in behind one of these dudes, you'll see his face sticking out there. It's a little hard to see. I'm going to zoom it in even more for you. And you can see it right here. So this is actually the face of a guy named Freddie Jackson, who died the day before and was their mechanic. And like I said, this is back in 1919, so there wasn't a lot of photo editing. Some people say, I mean, I guess if you're skeptical, the only skepticism you can have about this is saying that they used this film and then they reprinted over the film, and this was somebody that was on the first layer. But how would it look exactly like him to be in that position in particular, especially with it being the guy who was on the team and died the day before? He came back so he could be part of their picture. It was a guy that had died. Big A, exactly right. He was on the team and he died the day before this picture was taken. Edison also stole credit for the light bulb from Lois Latimer, who made the filament. Ooh, I didn't know about Lois Latimer. And here's another old one that's really well known. So this one that's about to pop up is from Raynham Hall, which is in Norfolk, England. I guess England have a lot of ghosts. They've been around for a long time, so it makes sense. And this is this lady named Dorothy Walpole, who passed away in 1726. And ever since she passed away, all the people who lived there said that she haunted this house. And there was a really big sighting in 1835. They didn't have cameras and stuff back then, so nobody took a picture of it. But it was a bunch of different people who saw the same ghost at the same time. And then in 1936, Country Life magazine was doing an article on Raynham Hall because it's a really famous structure. It's really a nice looking mansion. And as they were taking pictures, the Country Life photographer snapped that photo of people think is Dorothy Walpole. She's known as the Brown Lady. And again, this is back before they were doing any type of editing. They developed the film, and this was on the film. And it's kind of shaped like a person. I mean, you could kind of see a face right here, little eyes and a nose. So it makes sense that it was in a place where somebody was already known to have haunted that building.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, the Brown Lady. She's a really famous ghost. Some ghosts are more famous than others. All right, so now we're going to get into some more recent stuff. This one's wild right here. So they're calling this a ghost cat. See this cat right here, the gray one? That's the one you want to keep an eye on. These two cats are sitting together on this porch, just chilling, relaxing. And then you'll see over on the right side in that bush right there, a possum comes out. You're going to see it pop out here in a second, and it spooks that gray cat. And then watch what the gray cat does. That's what's trippy. Gray cat just like disappears, just out of nowhere. So I have some theories about this. I did play it back. I've got it recorded on here. You can sit here and watch this for another 3 or 4 minutes, and you'll never see the cat like pop up behind the pole. Because my theory is that the cat, this gray cat, got spooked and ran to like right here behind the pole where you can't see it from the camera, and then it just happened to scare a bug, and the bug went flying off. However, you can sit there and watch it for 3 or 4 minutes, and it never comes behind the pole. One thing I did notice though, after I had already put this video together and I added this 25% speed clip that you're about to see, you can kind of see a little bit of movement right here where my mouse is. Can y'all see my mouse in the chat? Let me know. Right here, I noticed a little bit of movement. So maybe my original theory is correct. The cat is still behind the pole. It ran out to the sidewalk and just sat there, and that this is a bug going flying off. So let me know what you think. Here it is in 25% speed. Two little homie cats chilling. This cat gets spooked, takes that big leap, and then pew. So I don't see that little movement right there. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. It's not exactly a ghost video. Like I said, they're calling it a ghost cat, and I do feel like animals have a little bit more sensitivity to this type of stuff. On this one, you'll see this cat is sitting here watching these dolls, and you see what looks like a little bit of smoke. Maybe it's a spirit. I don't know, but the cat freaks out and takes off running. They did say in this one, let's see, it's in Canada. It was in 2022, and the lady said that the doll, the bigger doll, was owned by her mom and was known to be haunted. Like I said, I'm looking for videos, and there was a ton of these. I did a lot of research on them, trying to find the perfect videos to show you all. And the videos that I saw where I was like, I could think of a way to recreate that myself, those are the ones that I don't care about. I want the ones that I cannot figure out how they did it, if it was a hoax. So most likely it's not a hoax. So this one is probably got a little bit of volume to it, so we might be able to hear the report, the news report they did on this. It was in Detroit, Michigan in 2019. There's a baby. She's in the crib. They have a baby monitor. A ghost walks by. The baby gets up like he hears something, or she, I don't know. And you'll see a few different replays. It's pretty faint, but it looks like it's walking. That's kind of what
appears to be something moving in front of the baby crib.
I freaked out. I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and I grabbed my daughter.
Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too.
It scares us that it could do something else. I mean, there was even a morning that I woke up and I had felt like something was around like someone's hands were around my neck.
A team of paranormal investigators came in and tried answering some of the couple's questions and concerns.
So what tripped me out about that was kind of like how that I don't know if I could call it a ghost, but let's say it is a ghost, is walking, and it looks like it's taking steps because it's moving up and down. You can almost see the legs moving. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that one was pretty freaky. What do you think, Mo?
Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of them look believable. You try to just disprove it. I mean, that cat one to me almost looked like some of the After Effects things I do, where I just rotoscope it out and then like use like the vacuum effect. But
True.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just a lot of this stuff is. I don't know. I think most of it's a hoax, just trying to get some clicks or whatever. But there's definitely something to it. I know you said you have a story too, right? But
Yeah, like
dude,
I said,
like,
I've seen it myself, so I'm already convinced that it's real.
I mean, I definitely believe in like the energy. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some sort of energy because, for me personally, I know like. So I'll tell you right. When my grandmother died, this was like 2003. It was like 2002 actually, the year after 9/11. Because I was watching this documentary on like how to cope with death, and at that point, nobody I've ever dealt with has died. I got so lucky, like the early part of my life.
I'm the same way. I'm scared of somebody being close to me dying.
Oh, it hasn't happened to you?
I mean, like my stepfather passed away when I was in college, but we were not
Damn.
close at all. So I mean, yeah, anybody close to me never really passed away.
Oh well, consider yourself lucky. It's not fun.
Not bad.
But I never dealt with it, and I always said like, please, like don't let it be my grandmother first. Like my dad's mom, because she raised me pretty much with my dad. And dude, fucking the day I'm watching this documentary on like how to cope with death, and something just drew me to it. And I look up, and she's standing at the door.
Whoa.
I didn't even know she was there, and all of a sudden I just see like an X-ray of a skeleton. And she's just staring out the door, and I just see like a whole, like, just saw right through her, like she was just dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That night, dropped dead of a heart attack.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
100%. That's real.
100%. Swear on everything. Dropped dead of a heart attack.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. That's how you know there's something out there after life. That's kind of what I was going to talk about at the end there, because if ghosts are real, then it's got to be something, right?
Well, yeah, and I think they're an energy. Same thing with my dad when he passed away. The morning he passed away, and I keep in mind he was in Maryland, I was in New York, didn't even know he wasn't feeling good. But the morning, because I was up till like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning back then with my other work, dude, I'm laying in bed at like 9:30 something in the morning, and I just start clutching my chest like I'm having a heart attack. Dude, I felt like I was fucking dying. I swear, I've never felt anything like that before in my life. That's exactly when my dad passed away.
That's crazy.
He was in Maryland. I'm in New York. Dude, I felt the energy transfer because I'm from him, right? We share the same energy like that. We're on that same plane.
True.
Dude, 100% felt him like leaving and going off to another fucking place. Dude, it was crazy. So, I definitely have beliefs in that too. I've never personally seen a ghost, but I've heard stories too, but yeah, I definitely, I wish I could just, live in that fucking alternate dimension. It'd be fun, right? Get high with the ghosts and shit.
Maybe you will one day.
No, I mean now though. Like, 'cause how you gonna get weed when you're dead?
That's true. Well, you can get the
unless
smoke.
you gotta die with it on you, because you bring whatever you have right to the afterlife.
Right.
All right, I gotta make sure I always carry a bag of weed on me then, just in case. But anyway, yeah. Hey, those are some good videos, man.
Yeah.
I never saw the baby one. That one I've never seen.
We haven't got to the good ones yet.
Yeah, go through them.
Got a couple more really good ones. Big A says, I thought this one was a confirmed fake. Let me know which one you think is a confirmed, or you know it was confirmed fake. I usually like to look up debunk videos on everything before I show them, but I didn't have time this time, so some of them might be debunked. It's possible. What's up, Mr. Planet Prophet? Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch up with the chat real quick. A droid Daryl believes it's a ghost cat. I don't know. It could be a ghost cat. Big A says it probably would be a big bug flying by the lens. Yeah, it was just maybe a trick of the camera. You see that all the time. Daniel C. says, I swear on my cat that just passed is not haunting me, but I swear I feel him walking on me when I'm sleeping. I believe that, honestly. What's up, Rocket? Rocket's hanging out with us. Thinks those were just doll farts. They did kind of look like doll farts.
They did.
It's a good theory. Cats can see and what exists in all 9 dimensions and realms, highly recognized for this by the Egyptians. Yeah, that's why whenever I see a cat in one of those videos, it's really interesting to me. If like the animals too, dogs as well. There's a couple of them that I didn't add. There's so many good ones. I had to pick out the best ones. What's up, Jay Hirsch? Jay's going to be hanging out with us. He should enjoy the politics topic. Kryptoni's here. He's going to enjoy the Israel-Palestine topic because me and him have gone back and forth on that a couple of times. He probably will disagree with my take. And Big A says the stairwell one could have been a different stairwell one, though. Oh, I don't know. It's the brown lady. It's a pretty well-known ghost. That's like the famous ghost. All right, I'm gonna walk you through this one. This one is very well documented. I think it happened in Argentina, Buenos Aires, Argentina in 2022. And there's been a lot of talk about this. What I want you to pay attention to this video is this door up here that it opens by itself right there. And so what happened this night, this security guard claims that somebody came in and that he sees somebody right now and he's talking to somebody. He writes her name down as a guest. She said that she left something in her room. So he writes her name down. You'll see her sitting here talking to her. And then she disappears. Not in front of him, but she just walks off like a regular person. He claims that he's just talking to a regular person right now. You see him motioning and telling her where to go. He even offers her a wheelchair. And then after a couple hours after this, he gets nervous that she hasn't returned from the room because she said she was just going up to grab something. So he calls up there and they say that there's nobody in that room and that the lady who was in that room, she passed away the night before. And that's the name that he wrote down on that paper when he talked to her. So that's kind of a crazy one right there. Like I said, it's not a lot of proof on it because it just looks like maybe some guy talking to himself. But why would he be talking to himself? And you saw the door open. So something was happening. Unless that door opened, triggered his psychosis, schizophrenia. Tucson says hallucination, but the door did open. If the door didn't open, I would be with you on hallucination. The fact that the door opened and nobody walked through it is what really trips me out. All right, Mo, watch your monitor. I'm about to blow your mind. This is one me and Dr. Strange played during Strange Vault in the past. This one, not a lot of people know about it. This was kind of a small live stream. They were talking about the Knicks. They were talking about Jalen Brunson joining the Knicks. So I think it happened in probably 2022. I think he joined the Knicks. I don't have a date on it. And watch the guy on the bottom left. We're gonna watch a close up and everything. This one, yeah, Dr. Strange knows what's up. This is a classic.
I understand what you're saying though. The Nets is kind of a different thing. They blew everything up to bring in some superstars, but y'all already got R.J. Brunson. Y'all got Josh Hart. I think y'all need to build off of those two people and a couple of more pieces. I do like R.J. Barrett, but I don't know. It might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally.
Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop it. Run it back. I gotta run it back.
Hey, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything, man. I was looking.
Watch the guy on the top left is gonna watch it back now.
I'm gonna go look at it right now because this is what?
Oh, shit.
Bro.
What, Junebug? What happened?
That was not a person, bro.
Bro, chill out. What are y'all talking about?
All right, and I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna zoom it in for you. Play it once zoomed in, and play it again. Here it is zoomed in, and then again at 25% speed. What's interesting here is this guy. You see Chris D. He looks around. He feels a presence, and he talks about it later on the stream. He was like, they were like, "Why'd you turn around like that?" He was like, "I felt something cold behind me," and you can see this.
Oh
crazy,
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's a crazy spirit just going right behind him. He senses it, so it's not like it was an optical illusion. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me know. What do y'all think? All right, I got one more for you. I don't know.
That one's kind of wild.
I know. That's the classic one me and Dr. Strange were talking about.
You could put somebody in like a chroma green suit and have them run across and like not do a full chroma key on it and maybe get that effect. But I don't know, man. That was like some weird shit. That was like a weird shape, like when it came out into like into the view. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, and even if you did a chroma effect or some type of hoax for this, Chris D would have to be an excellent actor. Nobody else is there with him. He seems like somebody that would feel something behind him. Is exactly how they would act. I mean, how they would react. And you know, you'd have to be a good actor to play it off in the rest of the stream. All right, one last video for y'all. This one's I think is pretty famous too. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but it happened in a hotel in Wingate Hotel in Illinois, and basically you'll hear the audio on it.
John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room.
You can hear the screaming.
Amy, he's on his way down there right now. There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room, correct? John, just wait. We're gonna get a hold of the police, so I would wait for the police, John.
John's brave.
John's gonna enter the room real quick, just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one.
Watch your screen closely. I'm gonna show a replay of that. He goes in there. Look how at his face when he comes out too. He looks scared. Lights are blinking.
John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture...
That motherfucker got consumed.
Hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary.
Watch this here in a second. You might have missed it. In case you missed it, check a little bit closer. As soon as he walked into that room, something walked out. See it? Here it is again. Like a friggin' ghost walked out of that room as soon as he walked in. So that's the last one I got for you. What do you think, Mo?
I mean, again, this is some really good top quality special effects, but no, dude, there has to be something to it, right? Like we're not like filled with all this energy and like life form and then all of a sudden just die and that just like dissipates. I don't truly believe that is the case. So the energy has to go somewhere, right? So yeah, ghosts, whether it be like poltergeists or hauntings and stuff like that, or maybe just a friendly ghost. Maybe I'd be Casper. I'd be the guy just trying to go around, get high with people, like, bro, don't go freak out, man.
Mo would definitely be Casper. I can see that for sure. Yeah. And, I think that's what Tesla talked about, the magnetic field of people's bodies. And also, and I don't know if it was real or not, maybe it was a movie, but I thought they said that a lot of times when you die, they weigh the patient before they die and after they die, and there's like a 1/8 of an ounce difference. Like that's the weight.
Yeah, that's what your
soul.
spirit weighs.
Yeah,
your soul, yeah.
Adam says
that's
I sent
crazy,
the
man.
video. Okay, I'll check it out. Where'd you send it to me, Adam? Autumn. He sent me a video. Here it is. We'll see what Adam's talking about. Maybe he's got a good video for us. Those were some of the best ones I could find. Like I said, there are a lot of other good ones. But those are the ones I was like, I don't know if I could fake that. Real paranormal activity, scary ghost, caught on tape and haunt. All right, let's check this out. Let me do this. And bada boom, bada bing. We'll pop it up right there. Myth about the body losing less after death. I would have to look it up. I didn't do a lot of research. I would like to see a view of the room. I wish we did have a view of the room. Something was happening. You heard the screams. But then again, like Mo said, it could just be some good special effects. All right, we're about to check this out. Violent poltergeist. I think I've seen this one. I have seen this one before. I want to see what Mo thinks about it. Legit or a prank? I mean, they would have to have strings because what happens is, let me see if it's going to play. Hopefully this doesn't crash us or anything. Play, baby. What happens is, yeah, all these chairs and tables at the same time collide on the door. Here we go. Hopefully you can see it all right. I might have to turn myself off.
What appears to be something moving in front of the baby crib.
I freaked out. I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and I grabbed my daughter.
Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too.
It scares us that it could do something else.
That is the wrong volume. Sorry about that. I was like, that don't make sense. I don't see no crib. the movement of these chairs and stuff again. See what it looks like. Ooh, that's a lot of strings, and if there were that many strings, and like Autumn said, you need some strong strings. If there were that many strings, I feel like you would have seen the strings on the background.
Yeah.
Not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. And before we move on or anything, one thing that I found while I was doing the research for these ghost videos is some information about reincarnation, because I feel like it's kind of related as well. And you could almost do a whole episode on reincarnation. Let me tell you the story about this one lady. I didn't add it to the video or anything, but her name's Dorothy Eady, and she was born in London in 1904. And then when she was 3 years old, she fell down the steps and she died. And they called the doctor. The doctor came to the office when it declared her dead. It was, yes, she is dead. And then he said, I'm going to go get a casket or whatever you need. Left, and then came back an hour later, and she was up playing in her room. But then always after that, she kept telling her parents that she wants to go home. She had a dream about this palace that she lived in with a garden. And then one day, a couple years later, they go to the museum, and she sees a display on ancient Egypt. And she was like, that's where I live. And eventually she grew up, and she ended up moving to Egypt. And she had all this knowledge about this particular temple. It was the Abydos Temple of Seti I. That's where she said she lived. That's what was in her dreams. She ended up working there. And she said, where's the garden? There's supposed to be some garden that they hadn't dug up yet. And then she told them exactly where it would be, and they dug it up, and it was there. And then also she says that the tomb of Nefertiti is underneath where the tomb of Tutankhamun was, because she was related to Tutankhamun. And they were like, whatever. And then she passed away. And then like 10 years later, they scanned underneath the tomb of Tutankhamun, and they can see that there's something there. So she might have been right about that as well. And if you like really dig into that story, that's just a quick recap of it. It's hard to say that this, I mean, how you're 3 years old, and there's so many different stories of, there's a kid who thought he was a director in Hollywood, and he like named 20 different facts, maybe even 40 different facts about this director who he thought he was. And then they went and asked that director's family, and he had all the facts right. And it was some crazy stuff like, oh, I had gray hair, I had 2 sisters and a brother, blah, blah, blah. I mean, something must be going on after death. Whether you turn into a ghost, you get reincarnated. Maybe you're a ghost and you roam around until you're ready to be reincarnated. I don't know. What do you think about reincarnation, Mo?
I mean, it kind of adds up. And again, I think it kind of goes with, the whole spirit and everything and what happens, your energy when you die. Like, I know, like, when my grandfather passed away, like, 15 years ago, he was always, outside at the retirement home, and he'd, talk to the squirrels and whatever, and, like, whatever. Dude, the day of his wake, we all got together as a family, and it's like everyone sitting in my mom's backyard. And it was just this random-ass squirrel that just came and got involved with the family shindig and sat there, dude, like, the entire day. What? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Just sat up, posted up on the fence, dude, like, overlooking the family, dude. It was, like, one of the coolest things.
I can see that, too. And I've heard that about, like, dogs and wolves. Like, a grandpa will come back as a dog and will come and just live with the family out of nowhere, a dog they never seen before, and do some of the same things that the grandpa was known for. I don't know. I feel like spirits can be reincarnated in that way, maybe even through animals. What's up, C Spill? Danielle C says Terrence Howard said the same thing. I don't believe Terrence Howard is as smart as people think he is. I think he's crazy. Could be wrong though. Autumn says there was that kid that remembers how he died in a closet fire in another life, then they searched it and found it. I'm telling you, there's like a lot of stories just like that, and it's always these kids that they wouldn't be old enough to memorize all this stuff about this other person, and even if they did, where would they get that information from? So yeah, I think there's something to it, honestly.
Imagine that. Imagine like going to sleep and living through your previous death or something. That would be crazy.
I don't think I would like that. It sounds kind of scary.
But I feel like, I kind of believe that, because I feel like lessons that I've learned, even like myself, maybe I was just raised in a really old school, traditional Italian way, but I don't know. I feel like I would have survived better back in the 40s, because I don't know, maybe that's just pulling from my old experience or whatever, but yeah, I definitely see something to that.
I could see you in the 1940s. That sounds legit where you belong, bro. I could see you being a 1940s dude, doing the same thing, wearing that top hat. All right, guys, I started up a poll. Let me know if you think, after seeing my evidence, which it is what it is, if you think ghosts are real or not. And we're going to move to the next topic. We're going to be talking about world news a little bit. And we're going to do a world news topic every week. So if you have some particular world news that you want to discuss, let us know. Today we're going to talk about what a lot of the people, when it comes to world news and politics right now, are talking about, which is Israel versus Palestine. And I'll start with Mo on this. Give me your take, your thoughts when it comes to the whole Israel-Palestine debacle that's happening right now.
All right. So, like I said earlier, I don't know if maybe you're probably well more versed than I am to even discuss this. So I'm going to let you kind of hash it out with chat, probably more than anything. My take on any type of war or conflict, and again, I'm not even going to go into, why it's a thing over there, but here in America, when we can't even take care of our damn selves and this fucking country's falling apart, and the amount of money that we give to not only that conflict, but, the Ukraine stuff, that's what pisses me off the most about it. But again, that's not even like a take on the conflict itself. That's just on how it affects my life here in America. So it's a very selfish take. But I think we should just stop funding other people's issues and let them hash it out. And, again, I wasn't really raised in a household where it's like, oh, you run away and everyone's got like this passive aggressive like take nowadays. Back in my day, man, like you grew up, you had a problem, you duked it out, and the next day you were probably hanging out again. So, again, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen over there, but that's just my mindset. But I'm looking at it more just in how it affects America, and we gotta stop giving money to people, man. So it's a very unpopular take. I get it. I'm very heartless or whatever, but I don't know, man. This country's fucking falling apart, and we're worried about other fucking countries. So.
No, I think a lot of people agree with that take. That's what a lot of people mention is all the money that's going over there. It's crazy to me that in the Ukraine-Russia war, we're giving money to the people being invaded, but then in the Israel-Palestine war, we're giving money to the invaders, which, how does that work out? I guess it depends on who you're allied with, but I definitely think they're definitely sending too much money to Israel. With Ukraine, they just send weapons, but then, as we talked about before, then the military-industrial complex is making money, and they're getting their congressmen that they donate to send more and more weapons so that they can make more and more money. I see in the chat, Thanu says he's a Hindu and they believe in incarnation, and Vance says also Buddhists believe in reincarnations. Christians used to. They used to in 500 AD? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Life is hard enough. Why go to war? That's a good question. I mean, not everybody is going to war because they want to. A lot of people are the victims. Like Mo said, it's always bad when civilians are killed. One thing I was talking to Mo about before we started this was that I feel like Israel has a whole lot of propaganda just in general. Like, if y'all remember the big hubbub about people putting up the missing posters all around America, and then the people that were ripping them down were getting in trouble. Some of them were losing their jobs, like professors were losing their jobs. But is that not just propaganda? What's the point of putting up a missing persons poster for somebody who was abducted in Israel and is being held in Gaza, putting it up in New York City? Like, is somebody in New York City going to walk by and be like, hey, I know where they are at. Let me call them up and let them know. I seen them the other day. No, they're in Gaza. So it has to be nothing but propaganda. And Israel really hates the media over there. They've killed a lot of people in the past before this war even happened. They're always killing the media because they don't want people to know what's going on. However, when you're looking at the other side of the argument, they had to retaliate from October 7th. I understand that. I just think they should have done it with more tact. However, it's not like the U.S. retaliates with tact. We saw what happened after 9/11. They didn't even attack the right country. 19 of the 20 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, but they get their oil from Saudi Arabia, so they went and attacked Iraq, who they had just said.
That's the thing, right? And I think Rocket hit it on the head, and you said it too. Like, why are we backing the aggressor in one and the people being attacked in the other? I think because it's always the United States' interest, no matter what. So we benefit more from Israel, right? Because with oil, if we lose our ally, and we benefit more from Russia not taking more power on their side either. Because if Russia takes power, then we have to worry about, North Korea, we have to worry about China with all their little fucking backdoor deals and what they're working on. And again, I've been talking about this shit since 2014 now, right? When they had that whole railway thing going on. And I remember telling my girl at the time, I'm like, this is going to be a fucking problem. And I don't think anybody even understood what the hell I was talking about. And that's exactly what led to like some of the biggest transport and some of the biggest issues. Like Biden, when he sent all them troops over there to like attack that train route, like that's the train route that they were talking about. Because if if we lose supply of we've already lost it, but the grain supply, right? If we lose control of the grain supply here in America, we can't make necessities to live. So if China controls like 78%, that's why they're trying to buy farms here in America. That's why they're doing everything they're doing. Because again, it's all about what's America's best interest. And I'm not trying to really derail it, but if we can, our better interest is for Ukraine to fight off Russia, and our best interest is probably for Israel to, keep doing what they're doing, so we don't have to worry about it. But that's just, again, it's like selfish fucking American behavior. Speaking as a selfish American,
as it was back in 9/11 too. And I understand the Ukraine part, but how does Israel benefit us? I don't understand that part.
Well, like Rocket said, they are one of our biggest allies over there.
I know, but we're the one giving them all the money. I don't understand why.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's like it's like having like a remote base. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just have America, because we have to travel so far. If we don't have like ultra safe, close allies in other parts of the country, we can't land places safely. We can't ship things safely. Like, I think that's probably the biggest reason behind it. I don't even think our government or America, I don't think anybody believes in, going to war and doing everything that's happening. But, it's costing us a lot of money. That's the shitty part.
Definitely costing us a lot of money. But even when they're not in war times, we send lots of money over to Israel. And Israel is basically these people that were put in this place. They called it a land without a people for a people without a land. And they claim that their ancestors came from there. And as Vance Legstrong said here, the Arabs attack them all the time just because they're different. It's pretty much racism, I would say. But I don't know if I believe their claim that they've always been there, because if they've always been there, wouldn't they be more brown-skinned? Wouldn't they look more like Arabs? I don't know. Shankster says you're definitely brainwashed. Talking to Vance. Blade says vote, putting posters just like waving Palestine flags in the U.S. is just to bring awareness. Put it in headlines and make people talk on it. Call for action. I can see that. I guess you're right about that. That makes sense. You can't keep your foot on the throat of an entire people. Yeah, for a long time, since the 1960s. So, or maybe the 1950s. Maybe even longer than that if you go way back. Yeah, 1967. And I mean, they've kind of been controlling the oil that goes into their land, the water, telecommunications. And I feel like the place is so monitored that after October 7th, if they just wanted to go for Hamas, then they could have singled them out and used special units. I mean, they could have avoided a lot of the casualties from civilians. However, they do consider any male over the age of 15 to be a terrorist, a part of Hamas. And what really sucks about it is they're just creating more Hamas, as people talk about on the news or on TV all the time. Like, if you're just killing these civilians, they might not have been Hamas and they might not have hated Israel before, but then you killed this dude's brother. Now he hates Israel, so he joins Hamas. So I don't even think that they're helping the problem, just making it better or just making it worse, which is why they're probably trying to kill everybody, which is genocide.
Well, it's an eye for an eye, and everybody's fucking blind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, dude. And again, like, I typically don't like to talk about things where I don't have solutions and ideas, to move forward. And again, like, there's so much to really dive into with that conflict. And it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like from an American standpoint, I mean, the amount of money that, we could use here, it's like, let's just let the rest of the world, again, police themselves and not rely on, big brother fucking America. That's just...
Hey, I'm all for the United Nations doing the policing. We should all just chip in together and have... But then again, people are like, that's a whole new world order or a one world government, which I'm not super opposed to. But let me see what the chat says. They're probably more educated on this. It's just something I find interesting, but I don't know a lot about it. Somebody asked me about it on stream a couple years ago before this even happened, and I was like... It's so complicated, I never took the time to research it, but now you have to know a little bit about the history because they talk about it all the time. Van says, why doesn't some other Arab countries give some land to the Palestinians? Because they are hated by... Why would Palestinians be hated by all other Arabs? Are they not Arab? You might be right, though. I mean, I know Egypt wouldn't allow the refugees to come into their country. Van says, all those Arabs hate Israel? Are you kidding? What do you mean? I'm just saying that the Hamas hates Israel, and then when the IDF kills these other people that don't hate Israel, their family members and their friends do hate Israel because you just killed their family member or your friend or their friend. Dr. Strange says, because Arabs occupy a place today doesn't mean their lineage is native to that land. They moved around and conquered a lot of land. Yeah, I see what you're saying, especially when they were Persia. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to go back and look into the history of it. But then if we're saying that Israel deserves, or that Jewish people deserve the country of Israel because that's where they came from, does that mean we need to give our country back to the Native Americans? What's the difference there? And when it comes to solutions, they talk about the two-state solution, which I think makes the most sense to me. Palestine should have its own country. But I don't like the fact that they would have like the West Bank and Gaza and have like a separated country. Does that exist anywhere else in the world? Since they done destroyed Gaza, maybe they should just give them Gaza, put all the refugees in the West Bank, make Israel stop creating illegal settlements in the West Bank, and just let that be their country. They actually have a decent government over there. It's not ran by Hamas. We got Gritty One in the house. What's up, Gritty One? You missed the ghost stories. It was about the way they murdered 2,000 innocent Jews. It was about 1,300, and Israel has now murdered like 30,000. I mean, 30,000 is way more than 1,300, and people who are on the side of Israel will say, yeah, but they murder them face to face with knives or something. But I mean, what's the difference between that and destroying a building and having somebody be crushed by the building and maybe stuck underneath for days before they die? Which one's more humane? Does that really matter? I mean, that doesn't matter to me. The numbers matter to me. 30,000 to 1,300 is a big difference. Denny OC says, just my opinion, but religious and political dogma are used as a cover to further the wealth of a very few. And that's a good point, because Netanyahu, I mean, a lot of people in Israel believe, and of course America, that he is prolonging the war just so he can stay in power, because after he gets out of power, people blame him for the October 7th attack, and they want a new election, and they want to vote him out. I hope they do too, because I do not like Netanyahu. Van says, I don't know why the Palestinians are hated, but they are, and these Arabs have never done a thing I thought was cool. It's one terror incident after another with the Arabs. I mean, is this not terror what the IDF is doing to Gaza? They bomb buildings and they've destroyed all their hospitals and universities. Well, what's the definition of terror? Rocket from the Crypto says, the British drew arbitrary lines to make up the Middle East. We know today colonialism lit the fuse decades ago. Everywhere, in Africa too. Yeah, it's true. And the Arab societies are gross, and they lecture us. I don't know about gross, but I will say that, I mean, it's not like Gaza is a safe place for women. They throw gay people off the top of buildings. I mean, there's that point too, but that's, I mean, I don't know if that even matters, since that's their religion. They gotta get over that themselves. Van says, if the terrorists would not hide behind their innocent families, we'd have them, but they are. They are hiding behind the innocent people. You need a sniper or something. You don't just throw a bomb on everybody, kill 500 people just to get 2. Because then the other families of the other 498 people, now they're Hamas. And then you got to kill them too.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unending cycle. I don't like it. All right.
Who's going to go to the middle and just put their hand out and look for peace, right? Because most people know if you do, you're just going to get your fucking arm sliced off. So, you know, that's kind of the big issue. No one's ever going to just come forward and try to put an end to it.
Yeah, I mean, America.
And I think most people would. Nah, I think we'll fuel it. I think other countries would fuel it. I don't know, man. You listen. You can't have dark without light, right? So you got to have evil. You got to have good. So it's just these things are always going to be a thing.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to know which one's evil and which one's good sometimes. And you got Iran over there, which hates Israel, and they're funding like Hamas and Hezbollah. So it's like, they're kind of accountable too. They're causing all of this. So Fan says, I guess we should let them go. Well, I think they should let them go. Definitely let the hostages go. I agree. Show me a war, especially in a so dense place that had better ratio. I know. I hear that a lot too, X-Blade. That's true. But it's still a lot of innocent people dying, regardless. No such thing as the Middle East. I asked a woman once who visited Egypt if she ever was in Africa, and she said no. I know that Egypt's in Africa. I saw what Dr. Strange said, but I didn't mention that. But yeah, I understand that. And I mean, Vance says Iran is evil, but don't you think the people in Iran don't think they're evil? I mean, nobody does. I want to say nobody, but most people think that what they're doing is right, even if you don't. I'm sure they have reasons behind it. I mean, the U.S. really messed over Iran pretty bad, especially whenever they did the coup and they put in their own person as the leader, and that person ended up being horrible for the country. There's lots of different angles to take on this conflict. Luckily, we're here in America, and we're a little bit more safe, and we only have to worry about Trump and Biden. So we're going to move to our next topic, which is politics. We're going to talk Trump versus Biden. And as people in the chat have been mentioning, Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got found guilty of 3 weapons charges. And people on the right say it's kind of a distraction from all of his other crimes, although I don't know what his other crimes are. Hookers and cocaine is not necessarily illegal, depending on where you're at. If those videos of him with the hooker and the cocaine were in Bangkok, then that's just par for the course. So I'm not sure exactly which crimes they're saying that he's guilty of, but what I really want to know is what crimes Joe Biden is guilty of, because Donald Trump just got found guilty for like 34 felonies.
Yeah, Donnie boy, let's go.
Breaking records over there. And of course in New York, so Mo knows about that. I'm sure. Did you see any any Trumpsters rioting or
No, dude, I'm on Long Island, bro. We don't really get that sort of shit here. Besides, this is a blue state, bro. Like,
very blue.
It's a blue state. Listen, the Trump people here, because like I said, I'm definitely more of a right-leaning centrist, but a lot of my friends are full-blown Republicans, man. It's just how I grew up. It's just the families that we came from. I tend to be a little more, I think, compassionate. Maybe that's where my Democrat side comes in. Like, I do think that we should help each other and build the economy from the middle out, not necessarily a trickle down from the top. I don't think letting the rich just get richer and the fucking poor get poorer is the way to fucking build this country. However, there's a lot of things I could say wrong from a Democratic perspective too. But it's going to be interesting, man. Like, we're either going to fucking hire someone who doesn't know where the hell they are, or if they're even awake, or we're going to hire a felon, or we're going to elect a felon. So I think America is going to go the felon route, because we just like to do crazy shit like that.
Based Mo over there. Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. Hopefully, though, you're wrong about them electing the felon, but Joe Biden does just seem super, super old. But if you say that 81 is too old to be president, and then you elect Donald Trump, you understand that the presidency lasts 4 years. So eventually, he will also be 81 in the president, because he's 77 now. 77 plus 4 is 81.
Yeah, but he knows where the hell he is, at least, and he knows how to get up and handle his business and go do his illegal activities. Like, he knows exactly what the hell is going on. Yeah, Biden.
But he's a con man.
That motherfucker needs to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of that stuff is doctored. I know I saw the most recent video or controversy just a few days ago.
You want to go sit down?
I know, but if you watch the video for like 10 seconds longer, he actually does sit down, and so does everybody else, and it wasn't weird at all. They cut it off.
I don't know, man, because his wife was looking at him like, yo, Joe, you good? Like, I think everybody, it's the perception that, like, everybody's just concerned about him, because, like, you just don't see him doing anything, man. And I'm even, like, I'm trying to think back to a presidency, and maybe I just don't pay attention as much, maybe the past year or so with everything in my life going on, but I feel like in my whole life, other presidencies, we just had more active presidents, that's all. So, and it's not even a take on anything. It's not a take on inflation. It's not a take on, Bidenomics or whatever the case might be, but it just feels weird to me, man. And again, I'm not saying that Trump is the answer and he's going to fix everything, because he won't. But he will get this economy, back on track, especially when it comes to, pipelines and the oil, getting that shit back open. Because, again, you can't just cut people off cold turkey, man, okay?
Well,
you can't just be like, hey.
We're producing more oil now than ever before in the past.
So why are gas prices up?
Gas prices are not that much up. I mean, gas prices are higher than they were before Trump. And then Trump's gas prices were higher before Obama. And then Obama's gas prices were higher than Bush's. I mean, that's just a part of life. They go up over time.
But I'm just saying, you're forcing everybody to say, we're going electric. Like, this is the future. This is what we're going to do. We're just going to force you guys to do it, and boom, go. And that's why it's like, okay, so you scare people into going EV by jacking up the prices even more, And like I said, everything's up. And that's why, going back to the conflict stuff, that's why we shouldn't be sending out money to other fucking people.
Well, what are we going to do with that money? They don't want to give it to the regular people. They're going to just give it all in tax cuts to the rich.
Fix this damn country. That's what you got to do. Fix the damn country.
They don't do hardly any infrastructure spending, because they say that's socialism. They don't want to spend any government money.
Oh, I agree with that. That's why I said I agree with a lot of Democratic talking points and a lot of their policies. Trust me, I do. I'm just saying, I don't think cutting people off to be like scare tactics to go EV, just continue, business as usual and let the trend kick in. And over time, people are like, oh, well, I can say, like, listen, I know tons of people that have hybrids. And dude, they save a shit ton of money. if my Civic could have come in a hybrid, I would have gotten it, you know. But I couldn't get that color blue, you know. So that's just the way it is.
I do like the color blue of your car right now. It looks good. But keep in mind though that you also get a tax credit for buying an EV, and then there's some people who just do it because they want to save the environment and they care about not using up all the fossil fuels and what it does to the ozone, the environment in general.
Again, those are all 100% fact. I will not disagree with that. But I still don't think that doing it the way that they tried to do it early on, and maybe, you know, they laxed on it a little bit, but it just seemed like scare tactics to me, that's all. And again, I'm not saying Republicans don't do it. I'm not saying they're not evil and corrupt. But the difference, and Dave Chappelle says it best, the Republicans will normally come out of the House when everyone's outside saying, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing this. The Republicans will come straight out, especially like Trump, and be like, yep, we're doing everything you think we're doing, motherfuckers. And they go right back in and keep on doing it. That's just, you know,
true.
Democrats try to, you know, smoke screens, you know, fucking make up some bullshit, readjust the numbers, do this and that, you know. Listen, I get it. You know, but I would vote. Listen, I would vote for Kennedy. That's me.
Yeah, I can see.
If I had it my way,
yeah,
I'd vote for Kennedy.
I don't like either of the options. I probably like Kennedy the best, but in order to not get Trump elected, I'll probably vote for Biden. And some of the things that people are saying about the economy right now and crime in particular, that crime is way up. Crime is way down. Crime is actually way down. You just see a lot of videos from right-wing sources, but if you look at the statistics, crime is way down on all different types of crimes, except for maybe shoplifting is up, I think. That's about it.
Well, yeah, because it's a known fact that they don't stop you anymore, because stores don't care, because people are going to put their lives on the line for shitty fucking minimum wage jobs. They're going to let the motherfucker come in and just take whatever they want and walk out. Sure, you know, because it's not, again, and it's more of a pride thing too. And, you know, Vance can be like, oh, make believe tough guy. Okay, tough guy. But here's the thing. Again, if I worked at a business, and I have, where people tried to rob the shit, you best believe I'm going to fucking spear tackle them and I'm taking them down. And I'm not even a big fucking guy, but you see me, Walt. Yeah. I got pointy shoulders, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit hurts. You're damn right.
Cut you with
but it's just, it's a sense of pride, you know, of your job and just, you know, living in America and stuff like that. It's something that we just don't have anymore. So, again, it's all going to shit, I think. Republican, Democrat. I said it for the past, I don't know,
I think
at least 12 years now. We need a split. You know, and I know we'll never probably get another party. That's what everyone says, because then it'll take the votes away from one side. I get that. But remember that there was, you know, Democrats and Republicans were one party, you know, at one point in our history. So don't ever discredit that, because things could change, you know, in a hurry. So,
yeah. I got a lot more I want to say about it, but I'll probably get plenty to say after reading the comments. Let me read the comments.
Hold on. You do not get fired, idiot, for fucking spear tackling. In 2024, you would, yes. In 1999, when I fucking worked, no, you would not. You'd be lifted on the shoulders. They'd take you out to dinner. They'd fucking give you a plaque with your fucking name on it and a picture of you spear tackling the motherfucker. That's where I grew up. All right, baby?
And some states and cities, I don't know if it's cities or states. I think cities. Some cities have made shoplifting like a misdemeanor where it used to be a felony, so people are like, I don't care if I get a ticket. I got a chance of getting a $500 worth of Givenchy clothes or something. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Rocket from Crypto is talking about Iran was a very liberal place through the 1970s, and then they had that coup, American-led coup, kind of jacked up that country a lot. What's up, Wap Mammoth? Just arrived. Says my grandmother who passed away showed up and let it be known it was her to me. 30 minutes later, my wife hit an $18,000 progressive jackpot. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah. I think a lot of people believe that ghosts are real. Let me check the poll. I started a poll about that. Maybe we'll do a poll on Israel
like
and Palestine
70%.
next. 71% say ghosts are real. Yeah, I seen it myself, so y'all are right. I'll give you the correct. You're correct on that. We'll start up a poll on Biden and Trump, but let's do a poll on Israel and Palestine first. Jay Hirsch says lock him up. Are you talking about Hunter? Are you talking about Trump? I don't think he's getting any jail time for that. Tax evasion is another one of Hunter's crimes. I believe it. Hunter Biden is a crackhead. Also true. Trump also was found liable for sexual abuse too. Also true. Don Jr. is a coke fiend. Now that's not proven. However, I've seen some of his interviews.
I mean, he definitely looks like one and acts like one. And I know a lot of cokeheads, so I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Plus, he's a rich guy's son, and then he's a rich guy's grandson too. He probably never had to work a day in his life, so he probably did a little bit of cocaine here and there.
I mean, who hasn't done a little bit of coke here and there? I mean, I've only done it twice in my entire life, but I mean, it's not something I really enjoyed. But
I'd say I've done it 4 or 5 times in my life. However, on those 4 or 5 times, you know, I did it for like a whole day. So several times that day. If you add them all up, do the multiplication.
I just did 2 bumps because I used to take the freeze like off the CD case. Everyone used to blast lines off the CD cases in my car.
Yeah.
So I would just take it on my finger and I would just do like the freeze on my gums and whatever, you know.
Yep.
But I had a free pass. Like when I was like 14, I started smoking weed, and my dad hit me up one day. I got home and I was stoned as shit, and he's like, "Hey, bucket, you smoking?" And I'm like, "Smoking what?" Because I started smoking cigarettes and weed around the same time. And he was like, "Weed? What do you think I was talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." So whatever. He goes, "Listen." He goes, "I've been smoking weed my whole life." He's like, "I put a roof over your head. I take care of my business. You know, you can do it." He's like, "I ever catch you with coke or anything else, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Dang.
And that was basically my free pass to smoke weed with like no repercussions.
Nice.
My entire teenage life, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, it worked. But all my other friends, dude, coke. And you could tell. Like I said, you could just tell fucking coke kids, bro. It's so obvious.
Especially in their eyes. Yeah, but I was the same way. I was just, all I need is weed. I don't need all that extra other stuff. Of course,
Yeah, man.
you experiment with everything in college.
Sure.
Vance says trickle-down economics was a disaster. I've been saying that forever. I think Reagan was the worst president ever. He's the one that really destroyed the country, if you look into it. We can get deep into that one day if y'all want. But it's all Reagan's fault, in my opinion. Then he says they're all on drugs. Let's be real. I mean, they did find that coke in the White House, and you never heard anything else about that. I don't know. Was it Joe's?
You don't call it the White House for nothing, bro. You kidding me? Shit, that thing was probably built. It's probably synthetic coke. They probably shipped that thing over the border.
But there's also a really famous picture of Trump where in the background he has his cabinet slightly open and you see all this not methamphetamines, but amphetamines. Like he's on the uppers all the time too. But then we saw people are saying that Joe's old and he can't perform anymore. But if you saw the State of the Union address, he crushed it. And then of course people say that he was on drugs for that.
They're all on drugs. They give him the presidential cocktail.
Probably so. What he says.
I don't know what. Yeah, listen. You know, like B12 and like all this weird shit. But like, hey, whatever works. But listen, we need this motherfucker to be awake for more than an hour fucking assembly. You know,
it's kind of important. Yeah, you got an important job, bro. You're not working down at McDonald's. You got to be awake for this. What he says, most MAGA rallies are just going so they can get their pictures, then they leave early. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people leaving the rallies early. Mo from Queens or Staten Island, all a-hoes. They all have that same accent, I know that. Jay says there's a big difference between sniffing a few lines and hitting the crack pipe. I mean, Hunter Biden's not the president, bro. If Trump wins, we could see a 10K green candle on Bitcoin. I'm surprised we haven't seen it already with all the ETFs and all these companies buying. But I do think Trump is better for crypto, although I'd rather have democracy. Mo is your typical who never left his neighborhood. He's been to my house in Indiana. He's been around. He's been to Kentucky.
Yeah, I just drove fucking 26 hours across the country fucking in the past month.
There you go.
How you doing?
Rocky says Trump's brain is broken. He glitches at every single rally. He said some crazy stuff the other day when he was talking about if he goes down a ship and a shark comes and the battery goes underneath and gets electrocuted. He does not understand how electricity works, for one. And he's just rambling. He's rambling just like Joe rambles sometimes. Jay says old Joe is not good. Trump was falling asleep all through his trial. Yeah, they're both old. They're both too old.
Well, that's because he's bored as hell. Trump was up partying all night. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's
out there golfing and shit during the day. He's out there golfing and shit, you know?
Of
course he's falling asleep.
He looks the way he looks, is married to a model, and still cheats on her. That's how much of a... I mean, come on. Danielle C. says, my mayor got famous for smoking crack with some gangsters. Oh, you from Washington, D.C.? Rob Ford?
Washington mayor?
That's a different guy, yeah. That was an old school. Somebody was caught... I thought it was a Washington, D.C. Mayor Barry or something got caught smoking crack with... a prostitute, not a gangster. So I guess it's not as cool. Trump's wife doesn't even support him. Yeah, where's she at? Trump has never filled his own glass of water. Definitely never worked a hard job in his life. Decoding Fox News, one of my favorite ex-followers. The spin is so obvious. They follow you? Yeah, I like seeing the right-wing stuff. Used to. And I used to respond to it. But nowadays on Twitter, it seems like all I get is right-wing stuff. I think I tweeted the other day, if you like one pro-Biden tweet, all of a sudden your whole timeline is filled up with right-wing propaganda. Toronto Bob Ford. Oh, was a guy in they do that in Canada? I didn't know they did that in Canada. BA says the video when they asked Biden about Trump charges and he just turns around and grins was hilarious. I didn't like that. He looked old. I guess he always looks old. But yeah, I seen it. Not gonna lie. Gas engines stink. I like the smell of gasoline a little bit. Vance wishes
Love the smell of gas. Kidding me?
Smells good, don't it?
Hell yeah, dude. If there was like a gasoline cologne fragrance, I'd definitely rock that shit.
I'd rock some gasoline incense. It smells
Get some
like
high octane.
Yeah. Autumn says this is not a presidential thing. States are the ones forcing EVs. Well, Mo was talking about prices, gas prices. However, the gas prices were way, way, way down because of COVID, and everybody was locked up or locked in. They couldn't go nowhere, so the gas prices fell. And then I feel like afterwards, gas prices went way up because those oil companies wanted to recoup the losses from the pandemic more than it was about forcing people to switch to EV cars. I want an EV car, though, I'm not going to lie. What's up, News Now? Marijuana. Bitcoin says, I love my gas guzzlers. I mean, they can make those cars sound like gas guzzlers.
Yeah, and to be clear, you know, I actually voted for Biden. Because a lot of people might even think, like, oh, this dude's a fucking Republican, fucking MAGA. No, I actually voted for Biden last election. I have no problem admitting that. Want to know why? Because I knew this country was fucked no matter what after COVID, right? Not a fucking, everybody knows that. But I was like, shit, if Trump gets elected again, then he has to go on the next election because he can't go 3 terms. So that's why I was like, well, we'll bring him back in 2024. And that's been what I've been saying the whole time. So that's what I'm saying. I'm never going to like blame Biden and the administration for everything going up because I don't think we would have been, we've been fucked regardless, really. I mean, other countries had a hard time with the COVID too. It's not like everybody's perfect, so.
Yeah, it's worldwide inflation. It's not just American inflation.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the numbers show us getting hit a little bit more, but I mean, I live here, so it's all I can really go by. Anecdotal, right? Big A likes to say that.
Yeah. News Now says we're not producing more oil than ever before. It says right here, I guess I got to move that logo too. The United States produced more crude oil than any nation at any time, according to our international energy statistics for the past 6 years in a row. It is. I mean, U.S. leads the global oil production for the 6th straight year. I'd have to go to the one that actually says that it's more than ever. Yeah. Why is the U.S. producing more oil than ever? Yes, they are actually producing more oil than ever right now. Just so you know. I wasn't lying. Big A says, I can't even listen to Kennedy because of his voice. It's tough, honestly. I couldn't watch the
that is a hard part.
Joe Rogan interview. And he actually had some surgery done on his vocal cords recently to make it better, so I wonder what it was before that. What he says.
The cool thing about Kennedy, though, man, is like he's cool with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's cool with pretty much all the Democrats, and he'll go have a fucking conversation with what's his face? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Rogan?
No, the Fox News dude. Oh my God.
Carlton, or I don't know who you're talking about. Tucker Carlson?
No, not Tucker. Even though I do like Tucker. Hannity. He's like best friends with Hannity. So, the fact that like these guys hang out and they're just from completely different sides of the aisle and so many things. That's why I like Kennedy the most, man. To me, he's like the McConaughey of politics.
He reminds me of the McConaughey of politics. That's a very good way to put it. I don't know if I
mean, that's just the way I see it. And like I said, I don't know.
Tucson is right, says Woody. That's a first. Electric engines, stronger, faster, no noise, less air pollution. Yeah, I don't know about stronger. That's the problem with the electric engines on
less
semis.
Air pollution. It's called kicking the fucking can, bro. This is exactly what we're doing. We're not fixing anything because the next generation is going to be crying about all the strip mining and getting lithium and all that shit, what that's doing to the fucking environment too. So we're just kicking the can. We're just replacing one issue with another. Trust me. We'll see the effects of it. Just the same way that 10, 20 years ago, people were telling me I was fucking insane on so many things. Now they hit me up, they're like, dude, how the fuck did you know that? Same thing. If we're still alive 20 years from now, you'll see it. The next generation will be bitching and complaining, blaming it on the previous generation. It never ends. It just never ends. So.
DLC says, not in my town. Crime is up 100x? That's saying a lot. All right, let's see what I got pulled up here. This says, per BGS, the U.S. violent and property crime rates each fell 71% between 1993 and 2022. While crime rates have fallen sharply over the long term, the decline hasn't always been steady. Violent crime is dropping fast in the U.S. I know people see a lot of videos on social media, and then they conclude the crime must be up because there's so many videos on social media. No, everybody's just got a phone right now. But if you look at the statistics, maybe in your city, I don't know where you live, Denny OC, maybe it's in Memphis, Tennessee or something. You're not allowed to stop shoplifters. I would have to see the rules on that. Dr. Strange says, like the Democrats.
No, you can't. Bro, I'm just saying, this fucking world is so soft, dude. You know what I mean? You can't do shit nowadays.
Just like the guy who got sued for beating up an intruder into his house.
Oh, dude, fuck that. And then like, yeah, I don't want to get into it again. Go ahead.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Dr. Strange says, like the Democrats literally right now, like every 4 years are making their rounds to my community. Unfortunately for them, it's falling on deaf ears this time. You live in New York. I don't think they are worried about losing New York. Then again, it might be your local politicians. I live in Indiana, so I'm going to vote, but it don't really matter. We're going to be red no matter what. FBJ is using oil from his National Strategic Reserve. Is that Joe Biden? I don't know who FBJ is. Mo is going to get his face ripped off while trying to tackle a shoplifter. I told you, he's got them sharp shoulders. He'll stab right through the stomach. Try stopping an organized shoplifter. They're stabbing you. That is true. It might be not worth the pay as a employee or security guard there. Ranked choice voting is the way. I hate that for sure. Then maybe a third party candidate would have a chance of winning. We're talking about the present day, blah, blah, blah. Let me catch up with the chat. Eddie Almeida. What's up, Eddie Almeida? The president's son is in court right now trying to convince a judge he didn't smoke crack when he bought a gun. Is that what that's about? I know he got found guilty of 3 charges. But he's the president's son. He's not the president. I mean, how can you hold that against Joe Biden? I mean, maybe he should have been a better parent. DDOC says not enough people get punched in the face anymore. You might be right. Jason says Biden or Trump, that's both L's. I agree with that. For sure. Big A says, hit that like button. Yeah, we do this every Tuesday. Me and MoKnowz on Tales from the Crypto. We're going to talk a little bit of gaming after we get through the politics and maybe even a little bit about crypto and NFTs. I have a source that tells me one of the Trump kids dealt a lot of blow at the Hill School. A source. Tucson knows everybody. Like how Vault is on the left of the screen. Yeah, but that would mean Mo's on the right. He's not really on the right. He should be in the middle of the screen. Woody says these juries.
I'd probably again leaning a little more to the right, but yeah. Why not?
No. Whenever your first like monologue there, I agreed with pretty much everything you said. I don't know if it was left or right, but it all sounded like common sense to me. What do you say?
Well, that's what I usually go for. Is I try to deal with common sense. But
that's what I try to do too. Of course, everybody thinks they're being the one with the common sense, but you hear people say some crazy stuff. These juries are finding Trump guilty, not the judges. It's the way the system is supposed to work. Now, when it comes to that, though, the Department of Justice and the Federal Election Trade Commission both declined to prosecute Trump for those charges. So it was really just one dude. It was the district attorney. He's the one that decided that he needed to be going to court for this and that it was a felony. But you're right that they did come up with jurors, some of which even voted for Trump in the past, and those jurors heard all the evidence, and he definitely did the deed. He did whatever it was charged of, because they saw the proof and they were like, yeah, it is what it is. What drug makes you smarter? Ritalin. I don't know. Dr. Strange says Kamala Harris got the Bobby Brown.
Well, it's like vitamins. No, but the stuff they give to like the presidential, like they give the Biden and they give them to all the people before these shows and like the debates.
That's true.
It's just to get you going. It's just to get you, up and running, get you up to speed.
And some of it
it's
can
like
be
me drinking
prescribed.
a Red Bull before hockey,
Yeah. You've seen some of Trump's doctors. They'll prescribe him anything. Mo was from neither place, talking about, Staten Island, or I don't even remember the other one was. There's so many boroughs in New York. Vance says, MAGA rallies are full of lonely people with nothing to do. It's the same people, though. They'll talk about how there's so many people at a Trump rally. Then you go talk to one of them, they'll be like, this is my 23rd rally. It's because it's all the same retirees following them around the country. They got extra money to spend. It makes it look like there's more people that are supporting him than actually are. But then again, the polls, not looking too bad for him. Jay says, at least people go to Trump rallies. Have you ever seen a Biden? Usually around 100 people at a high school auditorium. That's because we don't like Biden. Nobody really likes Biden. They just really, really dislike Trump. That's kind of the whole deal. And almost anybody I know who says they're voting for the lesser of two evils. Dr. Strange says, you don't have democracy now and don't even know it. None of us agreed to this migrant thing or open borders or dumping them on black communities. Yeah, but the people that we elected into office agreed. The problem is they get paid by their donors to do what benefits their donors. And plenty of big companies are hiring immigrants and paying them cheaper than Americans will work for. So they get the people they're donating to, the congressmen, to vote the way they want. I mean, it's a whole system. Once again, it goes back to Reagan. If we never would have allowed companies and corporations and rich people to lobby or legally bribe congressmen, we wouldn't have all these problems. That's the number one problem. And nobody talks about that problem because they're the one making the money. Billy Bob Bitcoin's here. What's up, Billy Bob? What he says, I paid $2.79 for gas the other day. That seems cheap. Is that not cheap? I listened to Kennedy's radio show for a long time. Can you imagine that guy having a voice for radio? Yeah, I don't know how you did that. That must have been tough. Doc says most people don't blame Biden for creating the problem. They blame him for being in power for 4 years, Democratic Congress, and being ineffective at making things any better in 4 years. I mean, if we're talking immigration, though, the Democrats are the one that keep putting border security bills through Congress, and then Republicans vote them down so that they have something to talk about whenever they're running for office. But I think just recently Biden had a new executive order that does the things that those bills were supposed to do, or at least a little bit of them.
That's the biggest problem to me, bro. Like, that's the biggest bullshit with our whole fucking government, our political system. Like, it was exactly what you just said. Like, they'll shoot it down just so they have some sort of, like, bargaining chip down the aisle, like, later on, right? Yeah. Like, it fucking blows my mind. Like, if you actually believe it, then I get it. If you truly, truly believe that, you think that's the best path forward for the country, I get it. But if you're doing it just for later on and you're fucking people over in the process, like, that is what irritates the crap out of me about our entire fucking system. So,
and that's how we get those type of people in Congress, is because they're there to make money. They're there for to get stock tips. If we didn't let them trade stocks and we didn't let them be bribed legally through lobbyists, then we wouldn't have con men in Congress. And we got a lot of con men in Congress. George Santos, for one. What's up, Ghost Slayer? Have y'all seen the basement drop? We're going to talk basement drop for sure. That's our last topic of the day. We're going to get into VV NFTs, crypto, talk a little bit about that. But before we do, our next topic is going to be about gaming, one of Mo's favorite topics. And Mo has a particular game that he wants to mention today. So, Mo, what game is it that you were telling me about? I think I got it pulled up here. I'll pull it up on the screen. It's, oh no, this wasn't a particular game. There was a particular game. Let me go click on it.
Yeah, it was WW.
Yeah, we were looking at that the other day, I think, on Tales from the Crypto. Did you buy an NFT for it?
Yeah, so I'll check the Discord. Should have the link.
Yeah, I'm getting it right now. I'm just being slow about it. A little bit of lag.
But yeah, it's so it's basically like a low poly first person blockchain shooter. Think of like a Roblox FPS. I minted one of the first 15 characters. I don't know how many minted total so far, but yeah, I minted like one of the first 15 because my boy Voxton hit me up and told me about it. So I was like, whatever. It's Solana. I had some extra money at the time with all the damn meme coins. So I don't know. I'm just keeping an eye on it. And you can actually play it now. It's browser-based, pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it works flawlessly like on mobile and shit too, if I'm not mistaken. I think it does, but
this is a third-person shooter we were looking at the other day. Low poly World War III. Is called World War Ox, or is it called World War III?
I think it's World War 0X.
Oh,
that's what I think. But yeah, like I said, it's it's interesting. People will probably shoot it down right away.
Ugh, I was afraid of that. Come on. Any second now. Pause with your mouth wide open. You're right in the middle of saying something.
Some fucking boomerang, who knows?
What the hell? It should be starting any second now. I got the start streaming on. I got this on.
We're back.
It says we're back.
Said we're back.
Oh, it looks like it's loading up. Can y'all hear me? Hello? Yep, I think we're back. Sorry about that. I'll try to play that video. I mean, you might call it Roblox looking video, but it's crashed my computer, so it must have some type of graphics to it. But I did notice, though, on the link to that video, that if you click mint now, it costs 0.25 Solana, and I think that's only about 30-something bucks. How much did you pay for your NFT, Mo?
Yeah, something about that.
Something about that, yeah. And you were telling us about the game. We cut you off, so you might have to start over a little bit. What were you saying about it? I know you said it was like low res, but it was a war-based game based on World War II or something?
Yeah, so it's a low poly first person shooter. It's got like squad-based combat. I think there's different game modes too coming. But I mean, like I said, some people might just shoot it down because the graphics or whatever. But remember that Minecraft and Roblox, are some of the highest profiting game franchises out there. So it's not always about the graphics, But yeah, I mean, it's on the blockchain. I think it'll do well enough, to
You know what would be big for me
warrant
to play that game like that is like, can I win NFTs or win crypto by playing it? Can I make money playing it?
Yeah, so there's all sorts of different ways to make money. I don't know if you can actually pull up the white paper and stuff on here, but I probably should have had this. You can even get like a job. Like I'm gonna try to get a job as a what's it called? As like a field reporter. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, it's
okay.
MoKnowz on the scene, and I could just be like the guy on the field, like reporting on the war. Oh, sorry, the conflict. You know, gotta
like
make sure you
that
call it
idea.
You don't want to call it a war, Vault.
Right.
Remember, if you stand idly by and watch a war, you're a piece of shit. If you stand by and watch a conflict, it's totally okay.
Oh yeah, two separate things completely.
Yeah, just remember that. But yeah, so yeah, definitely check into the white paper. Again, it's World War 0x. You guys want to check it out, but do your own homework. It's pretty cheap to get in. If you just want a game to jump in, it's actually playable now. If you own a character, so you know.
So what's the response like? I mean, you're using your buttons, your arrow keys to shoot, like the space bar to shoot, and arrow keys to move around. And how responsive
Yeah,
is
I'm
it?
using mouse and keyboard. I think they're gonna have controller support. They might even already.
Ooh.
I
would much rather
like
play
I
with a
said,
controller.
yeah. Like I said, just getting into it, man. It's super easy. It runs well. It runs through the browser, which is pretty cool. And yeah, like they actually have betting. I don't really know how it works, but they have betting on the matches too. So if like me and you had a team together,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and we knew we were like unbeatable, we just started freaking betting. It's like B-Duck. Their token's called like B-Duck. It's on Polygon.
Nice. A little bit of gambling. I like gambling. Well, yeah, if I'm good enough at the game and I think I'm going to win, then yeah, I don't mind gambling a little bit on it. And I also got this article pulled up here about the recent announcement that Roblox made that they're going to have a game in there with NFTs. And there was an interview just last November, which is not too long ago, maybe 6 months ago, where the CEO talked about how Roblox was very open to having NFTs in Roblox. And I think that's the beginning of mass adoption, because there's a ton of people that play Roblox. My kid is playing it literally right now, probably, if he's not on his PlayStation. Our kids love Roblox, and not just kids, adults too. I see a lot of the YouTube channels that are adults that give tips about how to win at Roblox. So whenever they get Web3 assets in there, it's going to start introducing people to NFTs. And this is definitely a good place to start doing it. Do they have NFT games on Steam? Do you know, Mo?
So, Steam, their original stance was no NFT games whatsoever, like period.
Ooh.
In fact, they got a lot of them removed early on. But they've since backtracked, and I think as long as it's not the main integration, like there has to be some sort of free-to-play component in it to be made available on the Steam store. However, Epic Games, they don't give a fuck. They are all about embracing blockchain gaming. I mean, shit, they had that Blankos game since day one. You know,
I
like
remember hearing of it. I don't think I ever played. I played
yeah.
I played the other game that everybody was talking about. I can't remember what it's called, with the little Pokemon-looking things, but I've heard of Blankos. I downloaded it once, and it's kind of silly, so I never got into it. Did you ever play it?
Yeah, I played it. I got a bunch of free shit. I minted a bunch of stuff. I don't think it's worth anything. Don't think it will be worth anything. But you know, I didn't really put any money into the game as far as I remember. No, I definitely didn't. Yeah, especially back then. I was playing with a whole different set of rules back then.
The bull
It's
run
comical
days.
now. Yeah, it's comical now, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just put $1,000 into this stupid fucking coin. Like, who gives a shit? You know, it's like, because back then that was like fucking a lot of money. But that's the world we live in now. You know, so it's kind of cool though, being able to fuck around with some of these projects. You know, take some chances. I feel like one of them could pay off, but get in early enough. You know, I feel like if they're gonna give you like a perk, you know, at least early on, and it's a decent game, you'll at least make your initial investment back, right?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, and you've already done well with a game in Web3, which is Photo Finish Live. You made like $100,000 by getting in early and getting the horses, waiting for it to get popular with all those Zed Run players, and then the prices blew up. So you've already proven that it's something that you can actually do in Web3.
Yeah, and the funny thing, and I guess while we're on gaming, we can discuss that real quick. We're about to see a really interesting time in PFL, because I know prices of horses are down, yada, yada, yada. But they finally adjusted the racing to the point where I told him it should have been a year ago again. Nostradamus strikes again. I said because when the average players want to come in, they're not going to race $35 fucking maidens to discover their horse. It just doesn't make sense. Crypto bros will. The real people won't. So now that the real people are starting to come in from the tracks and the advertisements, the promotions, yada, 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 you know, we're starting to see these sorts of, you know, comments and complaints. And we're seeing a lot of adjustments in PFL, which is helping. However, it's also doing what I said it would do and kill the actual value of the fucking horses, because now if they were worth 500 when the pricing was higher in the racing, now you cut it in half of the pricing of the racing. Well, that cuts the value of the horse, so I get it. Wait till the horses start dying.
Right.
And then wait until people realize what horses are actually good. Because I put out a post during the week that said, PSA for photo finish, 95% of your horses are not as good as you think they are. And I stand by that. And 95% of my horses aren't as good as I think they are. But you have to get them out there. You have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, he just doesn't have the heart to run that competition. I got to drop him down. Even though what I think he's worth, I have to put him in where he's going to run. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, well, I paid $1,000 3 months ago, and now, you know, it's like, it doesn't make sense to people, and I get it. But you have to be honest. You have to make an honest assessment of the horse. It's just the way it is. But long term, it's going to help the sustainability of the game, because we're seeing more races pop off than ever before. When races fill up, you get like a stakes 2 or a maiden 2 or an allowance 2. And we're seeing 3, 4, 5 iterations of one race at one time slot, which is crazy. So that's a lot of money coming in. Even though the prices are down in the racing, we're still making more back in staking. You know what I mean? So last thing I'll say, Ian just teased the photo of him holding up the PFL app. And wait till this shit hits the App Store. That's all I'm going to tell anybody. Wait till it gets on the App Store and it's free to play next to the other one, and people come in and realize they can make money, because they have a free to play version, and this is going to sit right next to it.
And their free to play version is worth has millions and millions of users.
Yeah, and it brings in, still to this day, still brings in revenue from people that still play it.
Yeah.
Some of them play PFL, some of them don't. We still get random people that come in from that game and they're like, hey, what happened to the old Discord? And they're like, dude, you haven't been here in a long time. Like, this is PFL now. And then some of them get integrated with us and some of them don't. But it's just wait, man. We haven't seen shit with PFL on the masses. It's just not going to be that every horse is going to sell for 1,200, you know, 1,000 like it used to be, unfortunately. So
yeah.
That's it.
Big things coming for PFL. I've got me a few horses now. I'm still doing some breeding. Big A says, I need help picking the next race on my Poison Tail. You picked the last one. I need Big A to look at my stable first. I mean, I need Mo to look at my stable first, Big A. Let him check out mine and give me some advice, and then I'll send him over to you. I'm trying to get my horses up because they ain't been winning. My new horse has not been winning. I see all the religious talk in the chat. We can get to that if we have time. We got 30 minutes left. The last section that we do is about whatever y'all want to talk about in the chat. Apparently y'all want to talk about Jesus and religion and philosophy, which is something I found very interesting. But we have our crypto section next, and we're going to talk about the upcoming drop. Someone mentioned it earlier. Gary Baseman is dropping on Saturday for Vivi. And I don't know how much Mo pays attention to Vivi anymore. Probably not much. Do you know anything about Gary Baseman? Because he's kind of a controversial figure.
So I know about Gary Baseman. I don't know about the drop coming. Yeah, honestly, I try to tune into your guys' streams. It's just, fucking YouTube is horrible at letting me know when people are live. Twitch tells me all the time, but I do try to go back and watch your guys' stuff. So whatever you guys talk about, you know, a couple of you guys that I watch, that's pretty much all I know.
Yeah, BE has the same problem as me. Like, his subscribers don't get notified when he goes live sometimes. And I have people in the chat, they'll come in like 30 minutes after I go live and like, I never got a notification. It's YouTube struggling, man. When's the YouTube AMA? Can the devs do something? I mean,
it's weird though, because like, so Twitch, because they tell me, and Kick will tell me, right?
Yeah.
I don't really live on YouTube enough where it's like, I'll see, you know what I mean? So I try to set alarms and shit, like VV alarms, you know, but man, it's just hard. You know, so,
yeah.
But, you know, yeah, well, fill me in. Let me know what the hell's going on here.
Well, like Rocket from the crypto here says that Baseman's dope. He's part of the LA art scene for decades. Although, if you look at some of his art, you got some racist stuff in there. I mean, stuff that people on the far left would call racist. I think it looks racist to me. And then you got some stuff that looks pedophilic. I don't know if that's a word, but he's got some pedophile looking stuff. Little kids doing weird things to animals. But it's art. And art is weird. Ron English is weird too. He's got some weird stuff, but
art is subjective.
Yeah,
but
I guess it's all just subjective. I don't know if I'm gonna go for that one. The common has a lot of editions. I think like 13 or 1500, maybe 1600, and then they have a secret rare that has very low editions. I think under 200. So it's a little bit of a gamble. Retail price is 22 gems. I think VV has me set up to where I only get commons. So unless you want a common that day, then I'll get an uncommon or something. So I just don't have enough luck. I doubt that I'll go for that one. I did buy an extra ultra rare from last weekend's drop, the LOL OMG dolls. I know Mo's a big OMG LOL doll collector. I guess I am too. I did buy an extra ultra rare because I think when crafting ends on Sunday for those, so far there's less than 200 crafted. Price should go up to about 100 gems, I would hope. I would think. Not financial advice though. What's up, Bruin88? Thanks for hanging out with us. We're doing our tells from our crypto stream. We've been talking about politics, gaming, world news, ghosts, all kinds of good stuff. Now we're kind of talking about what's going on in crypto and NFTs. When it comes to crypto, I said it a long time ago, maybe a month ago, not a long time ago, but this new Pump.Fun, and I don't know how familiar you are, Mo, with Pump.Fun. I feel like Pump.Fun is killing meme coins in general. And it almost feels like the bull run's already over. Maybe I'm wrong, but prices have been down recently, haven't they?
But yeah, and you're right, because I think, again, like when you start to get things like that where it becomes almost like a formula and it hits mainstream, it's just it's destined to fail at that point, right? Like the idea is over. It's up to the next, the next part of it for someone else to do something different. But I agree. And I also think a lot of the pricing was already built in to ETFs and stuff. That's why I think we haven't seen any crazy pumps. And my wallet definitely reflects that. I mean, shit, I'm sitting on like fucking 75,000 crown, dude. That's so bad.
Is crown down? I know, man. So crown went pumped really hard, and I sold my crown. All the crown that I had built up from our earlier main live streams, I had built up quite a bit, and I staked it too. So I remember I sold all of that and got, I don't know, $600 or $700 worth, and then I think it came down from there. What's the price at right now?
It's at 49 right now. It keeps sitting around that 50-cent mark, but again, between crypto, between everything just getting hammered, just the uncertainty around the future, and then with the PFL stuff, with the prices coming down and racing like that definitely scares some people off. People dump some shit, but there's also been some really, really, really big people coming in and putting out some really interesting articles on the new tokenomics with Crown, which is why we saw like a 15-20% jump, because it was down to like 40. But yeah, it's almost like back at 49 now. And what happens is Ian and the team removed. They used to have majority ownership rather of one of the tracks, right? It was like 2.8 billion crown that was on there. So now it's off the track and it's actually being used for business and promotions and advertising. So, that opens up a lot more value for us as stakers now on the track. Because, I'm staking away a lot of crown, but I'm getting back like $750 to $1,000 a month on staking revenue, on yield, just for the amount of racing that goes on for the track.
That's free
so
money.
I keep the crown and I get the money back. You know what I mean? So you really can't beat that.
And for those who don't know, Crown is the coin used in the Photo Finish Live horse racing game we were talking about. It's on Solana. The game is based on Solana. The PFPs were on Solana, but Crown is its own token. Bruin88 says, Basement has a drop. Need to check it out. He's a little out there, but he's a fellow Bruin, so I will show some support. It seems like nobody is too offended by Basement. A few people have mentioned it on Twitter. It don't matter to me. It's just whether or not the edition size and retail price is good or not. Big A says, I got a new meme coin site for y'all called Bull X, what all the top meme traders are using now. While Photon is trying to get interest back with the new drop. There was an airdrop for Photon users. If you used Photon in the past, I should qualify for it. Bull X is another one. They've got Base.Fun. I feel like all these websites that are all these platforms that allow you to create meme coins for free is just flooding the market with rug pulls, and it's just going to scare people away from meme coins in general. That's why you need to get into stuff like DeSci, decentralized science, like MAM AI. I'm an ambassador for them. I'm going to be putting out a new video probably on Friday about their coin. It's super cheap right now, and I think DeSci could be a big narrative coming up. Jay Hirsch says, Russian warships off the coast of Florida. This could get interesting, bro. It's like Republicans are so misinformed. Like, the information is right there in front of you. This is a yearly event that Russia has with Cuba. They're friendly. They do this all the time. It was planned. They know that all those ships are coming from Russia. A few ships are coming to Russia to celebrate. This is a known thing, but the misinformation is just so prevalent in the right-wing community that, like, they were talking about that girl who won the beauty contest, and she was like 500 pounds. She didn't win the beauty contest. She's not Miss Arizona or Miss whatever, Alabama.
Oh, Miss Alabama?
Yeah, that's not her. It was some silly little contest that had nothing to do with Miss Alabama. Miss Alabama is a slender, blonde-looking lady. It's just misinformation. Pink Panther.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I saw that article and I saw that picture, and that was definitely the Alabama Hammer. If I've ever seen one.
She looked like Alabama. I mean, she didn't actually win Miss Alabama. There is a Miss Alabama. She won like some Miss Congeniality that nobody ever heard of before, and it was put out on a news broadcast, and they didn't say. I mean, she did have the Miss Alabama sash.
She did. I saw that picture.
Yeah, but
with her standing next to the other girls, and
it's
just like, wait, what?
More
it's like, all right, well. That's the way we're doing these things now, huh? Okay. Hey, it started out with participation trophies, right? Here we are.
But it's not true, though. It's not true.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
What's up, Punch Polly? Punch Polly wants to know if I got a VV light. I did get a VV light many years ago, 3 years ago probably. It was a really cool package too. It was all in wood. It was you could tell they spent a lot of money on it. I got 2 shirts of every size, extra large all the way down to small. My kid wears the smalls, or used to. Probably can't fit them anymore. Big A says, No Bull X is a trader bot. Oh, a new bot? I like Shuriken. It lets you see all the stats much better, including, well, what's the fees? That's all I care about. How much are they taking? 2%? Brune88 says, I've seen that crazy monkey guy from Basement. Yeah. That's the drop. It's a crazy looking monkey guy. But some of Basement stuff it's controversial. It's congeniality, like best personality. I mean, I just made that up. They said it was a contest that nobody heard of. It wasn't Miss Alabama. I just guessed maybe it was Miss Congeniality. All right, we got about 25 minutes left, and we were going to plan on using this time to talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. I want to go up and get into this religious conversation because that kind of like
here
that
we
stuff.
go.
I wasn't reading it myself, but I could tell that they were getting into it. So let's check it out. Mr. Planet Prophet starts off saying that Jesus was half human, so he had hate and love. I must have missed the comment before that. I can't go any further back, though. Was he half human? I don't think that he even existed, personally. There's not a lot of proof. I mean, if you look at the proof, there were people who were historians in that era. There's like 4 or 5 really famous historians that were in that part of the world, and they wrote down everything that happened. Everything is factual and can be checked, and they never mentioned Jesus. You would think if some dude was going around performing magic tricks and bringing people back to life, healing people, turning water into wine, one of those people would have noticed it, or noticed him, or heard about him. Mr. Planet Prophet says, everyone company who claimed they won't till they backtrack. Autumn says, God and Jesus loves everyone regardless, almost like a parent loving their child unconditionally, again, based on my Christianity knowledge. Here's my thing. Maybe we shouldn't get too deep into this, but look, if Jesus exists and you have to believe in Jesus to go to heaven, what about the people who are born to a different religion's parents, and the religion is taught to them their whole entire life? Isn't one of the commandments to honor your father and mother? Why would Jesus, if he loved everybody, make it so much harder for them to qualify? And says, Adam talking like God and Jesus are real. I mean, there's got to be a higher power. We saw ghosts today. I mean, do you not believe in ghosts? 70-something% of the chat agreed. So it's not like there's nothing there. There's something. Forgot to sell my Hawk. Solid 83% loss. Hawk? Oh, yeah, you got to sell that. Jesus loved everyone. He was probably a robot. Wait, what? AI? Now we're talking. I can maybe see that. One of my majors is philosophy, says Autumn, and about 1/8 of my credits were in religion versus philosophy-based courses, so you probably know more about it than I do. Honestly. Oos makes you a Jesus pro. Honestly, yeah. I mean, probably means that you know more about it than I do. Big A said, though. I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, Adam was talking about philosophy and religion and stuff. It's definitely good discussion, man. It's good conversation, you know.
I wish I took a philosophy course. I wonder what they talk about in philosophy courses. I mean, I can understand what they would talk about in religion. I mean, I think one philosophical question, I don't know if we should get into it, but is there a higher power? Because nothing can come, or something can never come from nothing, So if you look at the beginning of the universe, it was created by the Big Bang, which was created by this energy coming together. But where did the energy come from? And there couldn't have never been nothing at some point, and then something came out of nowhere, and there can't be stuff that had just always existed. So I think because of that, and I don't know if that's what they talk about in philosophy, then there has to be a higher power, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so Big Bang, right? Because my thought process has always been, it's like all the amoebas and all the cells and everything that was like being created from like the early times, creating like the first life forms, you know, on the surface. Like, to me, I believe that we came from like an amoeba cell more than some dude just being like, bam, all right, go. You know, like, yeah. I don't, everything that I've seen in my life leads me to believe that's not the case. I was also, you know, I was raised in a Catholic church. You know, I did the whole catechism, you know, made communion, confirmation, all that good stuff. I share the initials. I have JC. You know, it's like it's always been a running joke with me walking on water, you know. But
Catholics don't believe in Jesus, do they?
No, well, in my church, you know, we believed. We learned a lot about Jesus. I don't know if I'd say we don't believe in Jesus.
I don't know a lot about Catholicism. All I know,
no, Catholic Church. No, we absolutely learned about Jesus and Mary, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm all confused now. Maybe you might be talking about some like weird, like Baptist type stuff, but
maybe, yeah. Because I was raised Baptist.
Yeah. So for me anyway, I would be forced to go there, right? So like we never wanted to go to church, and we never wanted to go to catechism and all that stuff, because it always felt like, again, like the Bible. Well, I appreciate the Bible. I've read the Bible multiple times. I want to read it again, actually, but as an older guy, I don't know, man. It just felt like, you know, scare tactic stories to keep people in line. You know, again, like, and you know how it works. If you tell people a story, you tell your friend, they tell their friend, and then they tell their friends. Like, by the time it gets 10 people down the line, that's a crazy-ass story. Like,
Yep.
it's not even the original story anymore. So who the hell knows? You know, who the hell knows where the, you know, Bible story? I feel like they're definitely legit. I don't know if the dude was just walking on water. It might have just been a puddle and everybody was drunk. You know, like,
True.
We don't really know. I'm gonna get fucking smited right now. If God is real, I'm gonna get smited right about now.
If bro disappears, we know what happened, and God is real.
But no, like, honestly, man, and like I said, it's as I get older, I think about like where we came from and stuff like that way more. And I actually tried to like get back into the Bible recently. There's a chick that I follow from gaming, and she reads Bible, like the Bible verses and stuff. But I was following along, and I was smoking weed while I was doing it, and it just felt wrong. And I've had people tell me it's okay, like if that's what connects you to God or whatever, like do it. But it just felt weird to me, being high as shit, like praying and like doing religious stuff. That's like more of like a moral compass thing, maybe from the way I was raised, of like, don't do that stuff.
Right.
But that's, to me, that's the stuff that kind of sticks with you, right? Like the things you're raised with as a child, your moral. Like, I don't really give a shit what religious background people are. I don't give a shit what your political stance is, really. I care about your moral compass, you know? Yeah. Like, if an old lady's walking through the fucking door at a store and she's got her hands full and you don't hold the fucking door for her, I don't give a shit if you're the same religion as me, same color as me, whatever. You're a piece of shit, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of the way I look at it, you know? But I don't know, man. To me, the Bible just, to me, always felt like a really cool collection of tales, but definitely got some weird, hard to believe spins on it. I don't know what your take is on it. You said you were raised Baptist, though, huh?
Yeah, I was raised Baptist for sure. I was never baptized. I went to like church camp though every year for like 10 years. So I mean, I don't want to say I was deep in there, but I know a lot about the Bible and about baptism. I know my mom told me about Catholics because we went to a Catholic church fair or something one time, and I asked her like, what's the difference between Catholics and Baptists, and all she told me was Catholics believe they can do whatever they want, and then the next day just ask for forgiveness, and it goes away. So that's why they drink and stuff.
That actually that's valid as hell. That's the most valid explanation I've ever heard. I love that.
That's what I always thought about Catholics.
It is true. That's why we get Irish Catholics. They just drink their asses off and they do some wild, fucked up shit, which is funny because I've been watching. You ever see the show Rescue Me?
No, I heard of it though.
With Dennis Leary, he's the New York fireman after 9/11. It's an older show. But he's a hardcore Irish freaking drunk, and like, it's such a good show though. If anybody has a chance to watch it, I think it's on Hulu. Yeah, I think it's on Hulu.
Nice,
great
I like
show
Dennis
though.
Leary.
But like you said, do wild shit, and then like next day just ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And because you asked for forgiveness and you were granted forgiveness, like it's cool. You know, they're still gonna be waiting for me at the pearly gates. They're gonna let me in. You know, I don't think that's really the case.
I was gonna say, it seems like a loophole. I don't think I like loopholes in religion.
No, again, I think your moral compass is what's going to kind of always dictate where you wind up. Because again, you can get all the affirmation and all the forgiveness in the world, but if you're going to bed every night in the back of your mind being like that was wrong. I don't care who forgives me. I still shouldn't have done that. You know, to me, that's like you're never gonna run from that personally. So.
Yeah, I see if you got two people and one person is doing something bad every day but asking for forgiveness afterwards, and then another person is not religious but they don't do anything bad, it seems like the person who's not religious should be in heaven, the other person not as much, or has more of a right to be in heaven if heaven exists. So, I don't know. But
that's more on us as a society too.
Right.
Because again, like, you know, we're a way more forgiving society now than we were in the 90s, or even maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You know?
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting, though.
Rocket from the Crypto says, much of philosophy is studying the different schools of thought. Schools of thought. How would each school react to particular dilemmas and why? Is that like Plato versus Socrates? I don't even know if that would be interesting to me. All right, here's a good question. Did they snub Caitlin Clark from the Olympic team? You got an opinion on that, Mo?
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, how the hell do you not put the most electric freaking female athlete I've ever seen in my life? How do you not put her on the team? And then they tried to say something about stats and shit like that. If you look at her rookie stats across the board, they're fucking insane. Get the hell out of here. There is definitely, again, money talks, bullshit walks. There's definitely something going on behind the scenes there. I don't know for who, for what, and why, but man, that is weird. To me, that's fucking weird. If they would have been like, listen, there was like a deadline or something, because, again, I don't follow WNBA, but when there was some hype around her and I started watching some shit, I'm like, damn, this chick is insanely talented. Like, I'm not going to look at someone and be like, oh, she's a chick. She's not. She can't be good at sports. Hell no. I'm going to call it like I see it. And that damn chick, she's insane. You know? So I don't want to hear anything about stats or whatever. Like, look at her stats across the board. Is like,
I want to see the stats. I don't know the stats. It's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, she's from Indiana.
The reason why I know this is because, the reason why I know this is because some of the guys I watch on Kick, him and his dad, they were fucking outraged the same way. And his dad actually did say the stat. I can try to find them here. But dude, they're insane.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if her stats even matched up. I mean, she plays for Indiana, and we were thinking my kid even wants to go to one of the games. I was like, really? You want to go to a WNBA game? But that's kind of cool. We could go see her. She was actually at the game when we went to Game 2 of the playoffs versus the Knicks. They showed her up in the stands. I was hoping we'd run into her in the hallway. But, I mean, yeah, she is the biggest thing in WNBA right now. However, their excuse was that she would distract all the other people, give them a less chance of winning because all the attention was on her. And I don't know. I don't even see how that would really make a difference. It's a game that you're playing, and they played it every day for the last 10 years of their lives. I mean, she is a rookie, so she's got plenty of time in the future.
But that's different. That they can say that. Then they can say you have to come in and earn it. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. You could tell people they have to earn shit in this world. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, she's only been a rookie for half a year, or not even that long. And plus, her team hasn't won anything. Her team is like 1-10 or 1-20 or something, so she hasn't proven that she can win at that level.
Okay, but, I mean,
I need to see
LeBron
the
James
stats.
did jack shit until he fucking left Cleveland for the first time and put together a super team. I mean, you know, a lot of people will point to Jordan and stuff. Like, Jordan didn't build fucking Chicago. That front office built Chicago, and they gave him Pippen, and they gave him fucking Paxton and Kerr and fucking Kukoc and fucking Rodman, and the list goes on. I'm a New York Knicks fan, Orlando Magic fan, by the way, but
my kid would
everybody
disagree
knows
with that.
about the Chicago.
My kid thinks Jordan's overrated and LeBron's the
Listen, I don't know. No. Listen, again, that's just this. No offense to your kid and you. That's a soft ass generation, not actually knowing what it's like to go out on an NBA court and put up the amount of points that Jordan put up and put up the stats that he put up. Because back then, you had Isaiah Thomas, and you had Larry Bird, and you had Magic Johnson, the AIDS machine, trying to take you out and they would have bashed your freaking head off every night. It was a battle out there. We don't have that in the NBA anymore, okay? It's all full of, like, Euro drop steps and all this weird shit that I don't even understand. But listen, the point with Caitlin Clark, her stats are in the top 75% of 3 and 4 core statistical categories over everybody else selected. So that just makes no sense. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think the problem is
top 75% of points, assists. I don't know what the other one would be. Probably not rebounds, but
rebounds, assists, and points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's fine. She's averaging 5.3 rebounds a game, which is only second to I don't know who this is. Something Lloyd.
5.3 is second in the league for most averaging rebounds per game. That's not a lot of rebounds, and they miss a lot.
Well, I don't know, but this is just showing, I guess, for people. No, this is people selected ahead of her for the USA Olympic team.
Oh,
so I don't know if everybody at the top statistical category was there.
Gotcha.
But this is just showing compared to that. Now, I don't know. But she's averaging 16.8 points a game, and they got some motherfucking person on. I just really got politically incorrect there. They got someone else averaging 13.2. So that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Let's
see what the chat thinks. News Now says they did. Now FUD the WNBA. We're always FUDing the WNBA. You ain't gotta worry about that. Forget that rigged junk. Let Katie play. Let's see what Doctor thinks. If Clark was on the Olympic team, she wouldn't get burned. As per tradition, the team that wins the Olympics play together a long time together. Our women's team has won 9 straight and won't jeopardize that. Okay, so they already have like a team that they built, and putting her on the team would have had to take somebody who's been on that team for a long time off. I didn't realize that can make a difference. I'm surprised none of them like retired in the last 4 years, but I'd have to look
generational talent.
Yeah.
You put generational talent to, if you want to put the WNBA on the map, and I actually just saw an article yesterday talking about the statistics of the WNBA. They're astronomical. I mean, attendance rate, viewership, the packages that you could buy, like whatever the hell it is, like the NBA package.
Yep.
All of these are up like astronomical values. Merchandise sales, I think, are already up like, what the fuck was it, like 400% on the year? But they still have 4.5 months left to play. You know what I mean?
Would you wear a Caitlin Clark jersey?
Fuck no. But I am not the person that they are targeting. They're not targeting some fucking midlife crisis, fucking wannabe skeleton on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the target audience, but the soft ass people, the other people out there, they would. They would definitely, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't wear it because she's a female, by the way. I just wouldn't wear it because I don't like her colors. I guess if it was a USA jersey, I guess I'd wear it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, especially with her not being on the team. Then you get one made. That'd be really cool. But no, it's an Indiana jersey. That's why I would wear it. Dr. Strange says it's why the men's team...
Well, that would make sense then.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
It's why the men's team struggles so much. They don't play together until it's time to train for the Olympics. Do they struggle, though? Don't the men's team always win?
Dream team, baby.
Yeah.
Dream team didn't struggle.
There was the Redeem team, which came after the team that did struggle. Woody says Indiana Fever record right now is 3-10. She's won 3 games so far. Regardless, if you want to sell merch, jerseys, let Katie play. That's true. For sure, they would make more money off of her playing. Doc says...
But isn't the WNBA just like other leagues where the worst team gets like the better shot at like the lottery pick? Is that not a thing in the WNBA? Because one person's not just going to make a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to build.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that's why Indiana's so bad. They were the worst team the year before. Dr. Strange says Clark is good, but she hasn't won anything yet until she can lead her team to victory or be a piece of it. She just a new Della Donna to me. They prop them up. It's just the right-wing people are propping her up because she's white. That's what gets annoying to me. I want to like her, but all the Trumpsters like her. Get her in the fight and sell the fight, bruh. Wait, yeah, that's true. More people will watch it if she was in it. And people will buy the merch. Yeah, I'd watch.
Now I'm going to boycott watching it because they didn't put her in.
If they don't win...
I think it's just some weird backstory fucking move that I don't like.
If they don't win gold, everybody's going to be saying that's why. And I don't know if they always win gold or not. I don't know that much about women's basketball in the Olympics. Jordan made everyone around him better, didn't OC? Even opposition teams. Well, that would be my kid's argument. He says that LeBron beat the Golden State Warriors in the finals when they had Curry and they had KD and the whole stacked team, and LeBron did it with a trash team, which Jordan couldn't do. I try to tell him LeBron's not better than Jordan, but he will not listen. News Now says if it was the NBA or any other league, the star rookie would be on the team. That's true. And I've seen that happen before in the past. They used to play...
See, a lot of people will tell me, like, I'm biased again because I'm old, right? So I'm always going to say Jordan over LeBron, yada, yada, yada. But I will, again, if I'm going to say, who's going to rival somebody for the GOAT? Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would, and Kobe played in a newer generation of basketball than Jordan. It wasn't as cutthroat. It was still hard, but I put Kobe up there and say, these two could probably go at it because Kobe was cut from the same club. He had the same mindset. He used Jordan as a mentor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but LeBron, I don't know, man. LeBron was always just like appointed as the savior of the NBA. Again, he is good. I'm not saying he's not good. But he was just like, he just felt like it was always coming to him no matter what. I felt like Jordan had to work for it, you know. Same with Kobe. So that's just my take on it.
And LeBron just had that natural body too. He's a lot taller than both of those guys, and he had that jumping ability, but he had to develop the shooting. It depends on if you're really looking at the teams, because there's a lot of debate on whether Pippen was really, really good or he was just good because he was with Jordan. I mean, LeBron did have Kyrie. Dr. Strange says, no, the men's team hasn't won in years. The Olympics? The men's team don't win the Olympics every year? I could have swore they did. I know.
Well, no, because now, well, it's a different world though, because now basketball is an international game.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you know what I mean? So
Luka and Jokic are going to be on the same Olympic team.
Yeah.
I need it now. I want to watch some Olympic basketball for once, so get me interested. Not them gals unless it's volleyball. I don't like WNBA. It's too boring to watch. I mean, I feel like I could.
There's nothing better than beach women's volleyball, dude. Holy crap.
Yes, those ladies.
Sand up the crack. Let's go.
Don't get me canceled here. I feel like when I watch WNBA that I could play, and I don't know about dominate, but I'm better than half the people.
Well, there are guys trying to do that nowadays. Hold on, I don't know if we want to go down that road.
I don't know if they're allowed to do that. We were actually having this conversation with me and my kid just like 2 nights ago. I told him that if you're a female and you're good enough to play in the NBA, you can play in the NBA. And he says, no, you're not allowed. And I think you are allowed. It's just that none of the women are good enough to play in the WNBA. And he said, well, Caitlin Clark is. And I was like, no, because if she was playing the WNBA, whoever is being guarded by her would just back her down in the post every time. She's not good enough to play in the WNBA. But if you were, then you could. Am I wrong?
I mean, again, now with the WNBA being a thing, you know what I'm saying? That might be the case. She probably can't play.
Yeah.
But I know, like, remember the NHL, right? So now they actually have, like, the WNHL, right? WHL,
really?
right? So, like, yeah, they have women's, like, not the professional league, but I'm pretty sure they have junior leagues for women's. That's why they put it, like, in the NHL games now. But if you remember going back late 90s...
The woman goalie?
Yeah, Manon Rayon from Tampa Bay Lightning.
I have some of her cards, yeah.
Yeah, so, like... Dude, and she used to hang with the guys, bro. Like, and listen, I played hockey for I still play, you know, for going on, how old am I? 35 years now. So, you know, I've played with women goalies. I've played with, you know, I've seen them play, and I think hockey's a little bit different just on the physicality of the sport and being a goalie of all things. But, yeah, I don't think a chick could ever play in the NFL. I don't think a chick could ever play in the NBA.
There's been some Division I kickers in the college football.
Well, yeah, so kickers, I think, that's what I was about to say. I think football, on a football level, kickers, sure. But on a play-to-play physicality standpoint, not a shot in hell. No way.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, we're about to end the stream, y'all. A couple more comments. Men's USA Olympic basketball is probably the most powerhouse sport, legacy bar none. I need to go back. I thought they won every year. Dr. Strange needs to lower. Says the WNBA needs to lower the rim 3 inches so that they can dunk and stuff. I agree. Doesn't Candace Parker dunk? I like Candace Parker. Doc says basketball been international since Drazen Petrovic was alive. They say alive? Alive on the Nets. They turned pro at 14 and play team ball. If you're 5'6" or 7'1", you pass the ball and play as a team. That's Joker in the NBA. And like I said, Luka and Jokic on the same team. I don't know if they could do it by themselves, but I feel like they're going to have a strong chance at gold in the Olympics. I mean, that's like 2 of the best players in the NBA right now. They were like number 1 and number 2 in MVP voting. News Now says, dang, I didn't know they groomed them like that. Dr. Pretty Wild over there. Well, I'm not sure what he meant by that. I must have missed that one. I must have missed that comment. All right, y'all. This has been Tales from the Crypto with me and MoKnowz. Thank you, MoKnowz, for co-hosting with me, bro.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Good stuff. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Good chat. Way to keep it civil.
Sorry.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody keeping it civil. You know, we
somewhat.
I was a little concerned, if I'm being honest, but you know, I felt like I almost said to you, Vault. I don't think I sent you that message this morning. I'm like, hey, we should probably come up with a safe word in case it gets a little heated. But
that's a good point.
I guess I think I know myself, and I know I'm a pretty centrist-minded person. So we agree on a lot, but we also disagree on maybe some other points on the other side. But at the end of the day, it's really not a big deal because we do it for content. Neither one of us are really trying to change the fucking world doing this anyway. We're just trying to get together, you know, spread some awareness, learn some things. I like to learn things every day. That's why I like talking to Vault. That's why I like talking to chat. They can tell me how fucking dumb I am, get off my high horse. Oh, speaking of which, Vault, before we go, have you seen me on my high horse?
I have. Please get on your high horse and talk to us. Here he goes. There he is.
Yeah, man. So every now and then we do it, but no, real talk. Like I said, I do appreciate you doing the show and everybody in chat, man, coming to hang out and have a good time. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys for sticking around after the technical difficulties. We'll try to fix that for next week. We'll be back live again on Tuesday for the next episode of Tales from the Crypto, 5 p.m. Eastern. If there's any particular topics that you want to talk about, whether it be paranormal, world news, politics, gaming, or crypto and NFTs in general, just let us know, and we'll try to add it to the list. All right, y'all, have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Later, homies.
Peace.
Exactly is the debate. The debate is about, are the new comics causing the Grail comics to drop in price? And I think that's obvious. I'm on the side of yes, it is.
You're still here.
I don't know. There might be a little bit more nuance to the argument. I'll have to reread it before we do the live show.
It's
before
over.
We do the Twitter space.
Go
It's coming
home.
down a little bit. We're under 100 now.
Oh, you must be
Still
expecting a
waiting for something
teaser
to
for the
grab
next
him.
VV drop. Well, we don't have
I
that.
might not grab anything though if I can't get
You
it.
expecting Sam Jackson
At the time,
show
this
up with
dip perfectly missed
eye
out on
patch
hundreds
and
of gems profit by
saucy
not
little
stacking
leather number?
165.
Go.
Me too, bro. All FOMO people getting wrecked. I don't know.